Did you get all the stuff done?
No. No.
Did you get it done?
No.
You're not going to get it done standing here. Okay.
Pardon me?
Hi.
My hands.
So what I've done is I've put together a board that has no meaning whatsoever. And I've just
so
put
people
teams
can
in random
get
order.
Is this the test of how many times are people going to ask what's behind me?
Yeah. And then I've got 2 Leafs logos on here, so people can go, why are the Leafs as high as 7th, or why are they as low as 17th? I don't know. It's just all random.
He's trying to cause trouble here. Because he doesn't read the comment section. No, it's me. So he's doing this so that I can read the comments.
Random NHL logo right there next to Oilers.
Oh my gosh.
I like that. Yeah, that works really well. Hi, everybody.
So much glue on my hands. Hands are just covered in glue.
She's doing ornaments for the Christmas tree.
Making hockey ornaments. And I'm Mod Podging, which means my hands are covered in glue. Do you have a skate magnet?
Yep.
He has all the magnets.
Of course
really,
I do.
If the question is, do you have a magnet of...
If it's a Canucks logo, I have it.
He has all the magnets.
Yep. I have it.
Yeah, see, the questions have already started with your stupid magnets.
Because Ottawa's in 2nd place. Columbus is in 3rd.
Shannon causing trouble.
Yeah, I just did it.
That's what the board means.
It's totally a random order.
It's really...
It's a totally random order.
Shannon just put a board behind me full of magnets because he's a troublemaker.
And they know it's Power Rankings Day. This week. What's he doing Power Rankings for?
So that's why it's there. The numbers mean absolutely nothing.
I thought about doing like a Power Rankings of the dumbest teams, the best, smartest teams.
Magnets. If you
Leafs
see,
are on here twice.
32.
There's 32 teams, so the 31 team with you. Fine, I'll take the Leafs off and I'll put Seattle up. That'll really get people working.
Okay, the cats are good.
Okay,
I put a picture on the kitty's Instagram.
There's Seattle.
Pixel's super helpful.
That'll be great. All right, now Seattle's on the board.
Seriously, Winnipeg's in first. How dare you? I know, right?
I even thought, every time I do a list, it ends up somewhere. So I go, can you believe the Hockey Guys list? This is stupid. So I thought, I can show you stupid. And I've been trying to think of the absolutely most ridiculous reason to do a power rankings possible. I am trying to figure out the most ridiculous, which jersey looks the worst with a fight strap.
Gloves. Which ones the gloves don't go?
No. There's an actual debate on which gloves are good.
I know.
Which ones aren't.
I know, because people get really mad about
theirs.
I know.
People why'd they change the shorts and the gloves?
I hear about the Vegas.
Why'd they do that? These skates are the wrong color.
Okay, this is really tiny. I can barely read the comments.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, hold on.
I don't actually have a Bettman magnet yet, but I should. I should have a Bettman magnet.
Can you get a Bettman decal, or do we need to print off a picture?
Probably just print off a picture.
There you go.
What else can I put up there? Oh, I can throw this up there. This is good.
Visit Long Island. We can't leave the country.
I'll put the Bengals down here.
So sorry. One day would be
great. Bengals right there.
I have so much glue on my hands. It's slightly irritating.
And Rammstein. Rammstein will go right at the bottom of the board. That shows up, right? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you can see it.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So Rammstein's 34. Okay, so let's just put the numbers up. 33 is the Bengals.
See, I know you guys are spelling my name wrong on purpose. Because that doesn't even make sense. The Jets are number 1 because they're awesome, and everybody else is jealous about how awesome the Jets are. That's why they're number 1.
So there you go. And the Bengals are 33rd because Joe Burrow is dead.
How are you tonight?
They killed him.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not too bad.
So much glue.
Not too bad.
All the glue is on my hands.
I'm starting to think that the NFL, they should just have a not having COVID listed to be smaller than the COVID list right now.
Michael Bublé should be number 1 on the power rankings.
Well, he does like the deaf ones.
Well, it's Mod Podge. I have Mod Podge all over my hands because I'm making hockey magnets.
The NHL one.
Because we need hockey magnets on the little hockey Christmas tree.
I'll do this one in a different color for no reason too.
Who's more surprising this year, the New York Jets or the Dolphins?
We knew the Jets were going to be bad. I don't know that we knew they'd be this bad, but I'd say the Dolphins are more surprising because they're actually above 500. Jets is a great idea. Okay, so put the New York Jets down here. They'll be number 36.
Hairspray. I don't do anything with hairspray. Do I have a nickname? No.
Oh, I have nicknames for you.
In high school, I had a nickname.
I have nicknames for her. Do you want me to throw the nicknames out there?
He doesn't. He calls me Yvonne.
Do we want to go through?
In the house, I'm more called Mom.
I give her various names on Facebook Messenger.
Oh, yeah. No, we're not sharing those online. It's like, what nicknames are you talking about? No, those are between the two of us. No. Shadow. Okay. Yvonne should dye her hair with Coyotes purple jersey. That shade of purple is really hard. Or was it? No, we don't do sexting because we see each other all the time.
It'd be weird. We're too old for that crap.
That would be
there's
weird.
Rick. Rick's going to be number 37.
We're never away from each other.
Which is aggravating.
So that would...
Oh, I'm sorry. It's delightful. It's delightful.
That would be weird. But wow, just join.
I like what I've done here.
But you know, on Facebook Messenger, you can change people's nickname.
Okay, so we'll put the New York Jets here.
So we do that.
Vegas down
New York Jets finding a home on the bottom row.
Ramstein will switch with the Red Wings. Nope, Red Wings are too low down there. I'm going to put Colorado down there. I'm going to take the Bengals. I'll put the Bengals up at number 4. Carolina down here. This way it can be like people are going to have like, this means something. There's some kind of subconscious thing Shannon's
How much soda has Shannon drank? Oh.
Today, I don't know, a can and a half.
No.
Not much.
Best logos. People get mad when I say my opinion of logos.
I've done best logos too, and people don't like it when I give my opinion on best logos. They get all
personally offended.
They're like, why don't you like Islanders? And I'm like, I'm not a huge fan of the Islanders logo. I've never been a huge fan of the Islanders logo. I don't know. I like that. I'm proud of what I did here. That's a good one. That's fun.
Keep moving magnets around every 5 minutes. Yeah, and then as people come in, why are these ranked like this? Why is this team this one number?
I like Seattle at 17.
Now you've got ridiculous in there now, so...
Well, Ramstein's at 9.
So bad.
I think Ramstein's ranked low at 9 for whatever this board's for.
Sticks.
I have a fish sticks magnet.
Why is Vegas 36th?
Because they're behind the NHL at 35th. They're just ahead of Rick and Morty though, so they're pretty good.
What's the best game you've ever seen live?
Oh, ever? I really enjoyed
Vancouver and the Jets.
I enjoyed Vancouver and Boston, but Boston won that game 6-3. But that was the first game we went to.
Yes.
So that was a lot of fun to see the Bruins live and to be at that game.
We were just so excited to be at a hockey game.
I mean, great. Boston won the game, but Vancouver had the lead early, and it was a good back and forth.
I think that the Vancouver and Jets game that we got to go to, Shadow gave us the tickets. That was so fun. That was like the most fun game to go to. That was really cool. Pats or Cards this week? Also, Yvonne needs a raise. I don't know what that means.
Cards? If the Cardinals play like they should, then they win. But the Patriots are so wildly inconsistent. I'll say Cardinals, but it'll probably end up being close because the Patriots seem to be able to have one good week in a row, not two, and one bad week in a row, not two, or at least over the last month.
Was there an actual Bolts trade?
No, I didn't see anything. I have not seen anything about an actual Tampa trade. It looks like it's one of those things where, somebody goes, hey, what if? And it's, oh, okay. Yeah, all right. So that's going to happen. And then it turns into, so that happened. Which is why I don't get into speculation.
Because they're awesome. That's why. Will the NHL and NBA have a widespread no fan rule?
To begin the season, yes. To begin the season, that's going to be the case. And then as the season goes along, vaccines are more readily available. Then we'll have fans in attendance. But from now until then, it's going to be tough.
What do the Phillies do?
I'm guessing the Phillies are probably going to end up screwing something up. I'm guessing they're going to end up throwing a bunch of money at somebody, and then they're still going to find a way to miss the playoffs. That's my guess.
Pietrangelo future in Vegas. What are your thoughts?
Well, he got a nice house out of it. They tweeted out the house he got. A nice house. Which when you make all those millions of dollars, you can get a nice house. I think Pietrangelo, as long as he has good chemistry with Vegas, I think that's a huge steal and an upgrade for them. They're going to miss Schmidt, but Pietrangelo is a better defenseman than Schmidt, and I don't know that it's close.
Will Holtby have a better overall season than Markstrom?
No, but I think Holtby's going to be better than some of the prognosticators seem to think. There's a lot of people focusing on his numbers the last couple of years in Washington, which is fair, but I think he's a better goaltender than the numbers show.
Do you like ABBA? Of course, Shannon likes ABBA. You can dance
Some of their stuff. Not always, not all of it. I go through like ABBA phases where I decide I want to listen to ABBA that day.
I never have those phases.
I do.
That is never.
I remember when ABBA Gold came out and suddenly they were in again.
I should listen to ABBA today. That's never.
And it was fun. It was fun getting into ABBA again.
Is Adam still torn up over Holtby moving on? Yes, every stream that
he shouldn't be. He's allowed to. He's allowed to cheer for the Canucks this year. It's allowed. And potentially next year too.
Do you guys think Barzal is re-signing or something?
He'll re-sign. The trick for Lou Lamoriello is going to be finding the space to sign him, and then
I'm so
what happens with the other contracts?
No, I really don't like country.
No, me neither.
My ex-husband liked country music, and he didn't like metal.
I was always told I'd grow into it, and it never happened.
I was told that too when I was younger.
Like, when you get older, you like country music. I don't think I'm
gonna be asking to listen to country music.
It's just like when I was buying jerseys in my 20s, people were like, you're gonna outgrow that. I don't know that I am, and I didn't. So here I am.
Video suggestion for Shannon: the 1988 Norris Turtle Derby.
There are a lot of turtle derbies I could get into. I've thought about doing something on that where a team makes the playoffs that was miserably bad and compare the records and then look at what they did in the playoffs and if any of them actually won rounds after miserable regular seasons.
Favorite NHL draft cap year? Mine is 2013. What are you looking for? What's that?
2013 was pretty good. I'm trying to get Bear to stop yelling.
Oh,
she wants us to go to bed.
It's getting dark.
The 2015 draft was pretty good. She's been trying to get me to go to bed for the last 3 hours.
I know. She's so loud about it too. It's funny.
2015 draft cap is the one I think I have most of. I know I have 2015. I have 2016 too. I'm trying to think. Those ones that I have, these ones I think are draft caps. I think these were draft hats.
Were they?
I think so.
There's some really crappy ones the past couple of years.
The last couple of years they've been
boring.
Awful. They've been bad. This year's were just I was like, okay, I'm not getting any of those. The only one I got was Ottawa because it's got the new logo on it.
Right. Do you like Nickelback? One band I do enjoy from Canada. I do like Nickelback.
She's more into Nickelback than I am.
I do like their most recent album. I think it's fun. But there are a lot of other good bands that are Canadian. 3 Days Grace would be my favorite Canadian band.
Can you stop yelling?
There's some other fun ones there.
It'd be great if you just stop yelling. I'm not going to bed.
You're not too late. We just started.
Yes.
So, have you ever done a video on Chris Pronger? Would you ever consider doing one?
I don't think I have, but yes, with the Hall of Famers, yes. My plan is if we don't end up with a NHL season, I'll do at least a career video each day. And then I plan to do another jersey countdown, which would include the reverse retros. And I'm already planning out how that's going to work if we don't end up getting the hockey season in January. So look for that and more of the team history videos, that kind of thing. So yeah, there'll be a lot of career videos and Chris Pronger will be in that because I do have a list of Hall of Famers.
What kind of music do we like?
Metal.
Basically
metal. I do listen to pop music too. Shannon likes a little
bit more selection. I am a lot picky.
Like for my jog on the treadmill, sometimes the pop music's a little better for the beat, but there's some really good metal songs for that too. So especially off the new Rammstein album, there's a few of those songs that are perfect. Deutschland is absolutely perfect.
I was listening to that the other day in the van.
That's an absolutely great song.
But yeah, most definitely metal.
Slipknot. Some Slipknot songs are really good too. Unsainted is really good for jogging.
Do you ever go to the NHL draft? No.
Never been to the NHL draft.
Do you guys listen to Rage Against the Machine? Yes, I really like them.
Rage is fantastic.
They are great. I do really like them. They're one though, so I've always listened to metal, like always. So my kids are used to it. Rage is one of those that our oldest at home doesn't like. Mom, why do you like this? Because I do. It's fun. I like other music though. A7X. I have no idea what that is. Will the Canucks win the Stanley Cup this year?
No, not this year, but they have a core that tells you that they should be in the running. One thing I was thinking about doing a power rankings on was ranking the cores. So first line center, number one defenseman, and goaltender. It has to be of the future, like you're 25 and under. But I don't know. There'd be a lot of
A7X is Avenged Sevenfold. Okay, I listen to a lot of Avenged Sevenfold. I have never seen it referred to as A7X. Have you ever?
Because you have more time than they do. They don't have time to be typing out Avenged Sevenfold.
I have never seen it referred to like that.
They don't have time.
I listen
These
to
days
a
we do not
lot
have time.
of Avenged Sevenfold.
We don't have time.
That's really weird.
You're taking up too much time. Just call them A7X. It's way quicker.
I've never heard it called that before. So yeah, that's really weird. Somebody asked the best concert we've ever been to. Nightwish is great.
For me, it's the Slipknot concert I saw in Vancouver was fantastic. Honorable mention would be to the Vancouver concert of Rammstein, where we were pretty darn close to the stage. That was great.
I have never seen either of those.
They are great. They are fantastic. Slipknot is amazing.
Heard him call that. I've seen Tool quite a few times.
I've never seen Tool.
Awesome.
So.
Bush was really fun.
Have some dignity.
I did really like 3 Days Grace, but they're one of my very favorites. I really liked them in concert.
They were good.
Metallica was really fun in concert.
You like Five Finger?
I do really like Five Finger, though their concerts are kind of weird, but that was our first date, so that was an awesome concert. And Papa Roach opened
where Abbotsford dropped him on his head.
That was an awesome concert, and I was with this really cute boy, so that might have made it better.
I was there too. Thankfully, her and the cute boy, that didn't work out, and I jumped in there.
But yeah, Five Finger, that was kind of a weird. That other one we drove to Spokane for. That one was weird.
Yeah, but I think that's more because it was in Spokane.
That could be. It was super.
Because it was a completely different presentation. It really was.
That was just. Bizarre.
And then what didn't help was that before they came out, Breaking Benjamin was on, and their volume was
off,
terrible.
So you couldn't even understand their songs.
Yeah,
and they would have been fun, but their balance was off. If you've ever been to a concert,
and I had the same problem with Bullet for My Valentine. Bad Wolves,
Stone Sour. Their balance was off.
Bad Wolves at that concert too. It was off. Yes. And then we saw them here in Abbotsford, and it was fine. They sounded really good.
Yeah.
So really depends on where you see some of these bands play.
Hey Yvonne, my roommate cat ripped up my new jersey. Oh my gosh. That's terrible.
That's why all my jerseys hang up.
Oh my goodness. Some of those snags you can fix a little bit. You can make them so they're not as bad. But
she put a hole in my one Blues jersey though.
Yeah. But I was able to get it way better than it was.
I know. I can't even look at it. It makes me sad.
I know, but it's not as bad as it was.
It makes me sad.
What are your plans and goals for both channels in 2021?
Stay afloat. Honestly, 2020 has been challenging. I mean, obviously there's some really good high points along the way, but going into 2021, I don't know what's going to happen with both the entertainment industry, with sports in general. So for me, it's just a matter of if I can have a year that's as successful next year as the one I've had this year, I'm fine. I don't have any delusions I'm going to have 800,000 subscribers or 700,000. I'm perfectly fine where I'm at. And, whatever happens from here, it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been great.
Godsmack is fun. Oh, somebody says check out Haken or Haken in Memoriam. Yes, that one's good. We have subscribers that like to share music with us. Yeah. Well, there's a few people.
But that sounds like a band. Hecka would have.
Hecka sends me a lot of
sounds really like a Hecka band.
Fun bands, and I save them and we listen to them.
Yep.
I listen to a lot of music when I'm sewing.
This is true. And I listen to it while I'm jogging. I'm doing my treadmill every day. So as soon as the music comes on, she knows I'm doing the treadmill.
Yes, that is true.
So.
I can see here hockey fans usually are heavy metal fans as well. I think there's a lot of them, but
it's pretty common. I know when we go to concerts, I see subscribers.
Hacken is pinnacle of progressive metal, the new and better Dream Theater.
Because remember, we went to the Ghost concert. The guy who was sitting in our row was a subscriber.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Yeah.
Wasn't it his girlfriend that said something? It wasn't him?
Yeah.
So
we've had that at most concerts we've been to.
Over the last couple of years,
We've had a lot of people at concerts say, hey.
And it's just metal concerts. We don't go to anything else. Ghost was fantastic. Oh, no. Nobody recognized me at Weird Al because that was a totally different crowd.
One of the security people did. Remember?
Yeah, because he goes to meetups.
No, it was somebody else at that one, wasn't it?
I thought that was the one from the meetups.
No, he doesn't work there anymore.
Oh, right, yeah.
Wasn't it somebody else that we
because we saw him somewhere else. He said he'd quit.
Yeah.
So.
Your favorite Canadian band of all time?
Back in the 80s, I would have said Loverboy. That would have been my number one back in the 80s. I'd probably say
3 Days Grace because
3 Days Grace is up there. 3 Days Grace would be close for me. Probably. Yeah. Probably 3 Days Grace.
Do you ever run outside?
Not at this point because it's cold and rainy. And then
puddly.
I don't know. It's easier on my knees and on my ankles if I do that on a treadmill than if I do it pounding pavement. Yeah. So if I was pounding pavement every day, there's no way I'd be able to do 5 miles a day. With the treadmill, I can do 5 miles a day.
When people are naming other ones. Our Lady Peace is really good. I do really like
Our Lady Peace got played to death.
I got tired of them. really.
To me, every time I think of Rain Maida, I think about him coming out for a concert with his wife, and his wife looks gorgeous. She looks fantastic. She sings beautiful, and he looks like a hobo on the piano. And I was like, seriously, Rain, your wife looks fantastic. Can you get caught up? Because you don't look like you belong together at all. It was like he didn't know they had a concert that day, and he thought she was just kidding. And 5 minutes before then, he just throws on some aftershave and gets out on the stage. It was just anyway.
Why would we be wearing masks? That'd be silly.
In the house by ourselves.
Yeah, it'd be weird. What fun drink are you drinking tonight? He's drinking the same thing he's always drinking.
Lime Diet Coke. There are no fun drinks anymore. They're all gone.
There really aren't. Yeah, Shannon has no selection in his sodas anymore.
Nope, they're all gone.
They don't have
fun drinks. I got
mask. Do stop COVID. Don't start this crap on here. No, don't be stupid.
The combination of wearing a mask and being more than 6 feet away from somebody else cuts it down by 95%. And that's that.
Wear your damn mask. I want to leave my house.
I really want to leave my house. I'd really like to. That'd be nice. Be nice to go back to normal.
Okay.
Anyhow.
No. Okay. Best way to wash a white jersey. Like just wash it, or does it have a stain on it? Or what? You can use baking soda. Baking soda works really, really well. You can use Dawn dish soap. Not the one it's like an opaque bottle. It's not the clear Ultra Dawn or whatever. It's really, really cheap dish soap. You can use that, and you use your baking soda. That works really well for all laundry, but it works really well for your white jerseys. If you have a stain on a white jersey, if it's only on the white, you can really carefully, if you've tried everything else, you mix a little bit of bleach with the baking soda and you make like a paste and you put it just on that white spot. Make sure you have like a piece of cardboard or something so it doesn't go through. You cannot have it touch anything that's colored. let it air dry, and then wash it. And that takes out a lot of stains. I've got it. A lot of stains out of jerseys. That way it won't get out grease stains. So, but that's just if it's stained. If nothing else will get it out.
And if you've got like,
but you can't have
something that's been worn
color
in a game, and you got like the puck marks, those aren't coming out.
Right.
The old jerseys, like anything, and not saying like people wash game worn jerseys to make them look pristine, because that'd be ridiculous, but that sort of stuff doesn't come out. That's why when I do meetups, I generally don't wear white jerseys, just in case I fall down, which does sometimes happen.
I mean, all the times I jokingly mention Taylor Swift, I'm still dead serious when I recommend folklore. I don't know. This is music that Josh is recommending.
Am I going to have to do that while I'm on a treadmill? I'm already listening to Billie Eilish, so really it may not be that much of a stretch from Billie Eilish. And the new Miley Cyrus is a song with Dua Lipa, which is okay, but because it's the two of them together, it's like the number 2 trending song. It's all right. If it was anybody else, I don't even know if it would be top 20.
By the way, if getting patches, get the iron-ons, don't sew it. I always sew on patches. I do not iron them on.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
I have ones. No. I've ordered ones that you can iron them on, but we always sew them.
I always sew them on. Yeah. Always. So.
Because then if something happens later on, you need to remove it. If it's ironed on, good luck. Well, but if you want to remove it and it's sewed on, and they look better.
Yeah, since you don't have the heat presses, at least I don't have the heat press. It is tricky to iron it. You need it hot enough for the iron on to stick, but you don't want to melt the darn jersey. So I would much rather sew it on. And then when you iron it on, you also get the little corners that
because burn marks don't come out. Burn marks just don't come out. Okay, now is that
don't buy white jerseys, around? But some white jerseys are pretty. Looks like
I have every team's white jersey that there is.
Do you have an idea of where you'll do the next meetup? Well, I'll be here.
It'll be in Coquitlam. It'll be at Hickey Park. It's a matter of when. So as soon as things start getting better locally, we can do that. We were thinking about it in July, but then the numbers trended in the wrong direction, and we couldn't do it. And again, that was a kind of a by invitation thing where I wasn't posting it publicly because I knew I'd probably have about 40 people show up, and I couldn't risk that.
Don't be scared to wear your white jerseys. Just don't eat spaghetti when you wear it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of white jerseys.
And we have very few that have actually stained.
Right. It's usually the old CCMs, but I mean, I've had those for like 30 years. So it's not a surprise that they'd be stained, and I wasn't really being as careful with them 30 years ago as I am now. And
if you get something on it, wash it right then.
Yep.
So just... throw it right in the wash. Cold water wash. Do not ever wash on hot.
So if you're out, you spill something on it, just take your shirt off wherever you are. And when somebody goes, wait, you have to wear a shirt in this establishment, sir, you go, I'm staining my jersey. Do you guys have a stain remover? And then they'll go, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. It's a jersey emergency. Let this shirtless man through the store. Everybody back away. Let him through the store. We can't let the stain set. They may actually call the police and get you like a police escort for your way home. The police may also have those tide things. The tide sticks. Yeah, they may have the tide sticks. I think the police carry those now. Just make sure they don't accidentally grab the taser, because that's a much worse experience than the tide stick.
You're a dork.
And at the same time, they have to make sure they don't grab the tide stick instead of the taser, because it's not so funny then. But anyways.
Yes, wash your jersey and sit out. Yeah. Then your logo is not gonna snag on anything.
And not in hot water. Like yeah, don't put it in hot water. You don't
really need to wash any laundry in hot, but
the machine.
Never put it in the dryer
ever.
You don't wash it on hot. Hot sets in stains.
If you live near a creek and you have some rocks in that creek, you can smack it on some rocks, and then you have to even put it in the washer.
No, don't
that can work. Let's see. Now I suck at we've done that with the creek.
No, we haven't.
And then we've got that old washer board.
Nope.
You know how I get you with the washer board?
No.
And you just you scrub away?
I don't.
I'm pretty sure you do.
That would wear the fabric a lot quicker.
Is that the other wife?
No, I'm not. Not gonna happen. It's not happening.
Okay. I may be confusing her with my other wife.
Right. Yeah. Because that's what people want. More women to have to deal with.
I disappoint one at a time. Sorry, ladies. I only have the energy to disappoint one woman.
I certainly want multiple husbands. Oh my gosh.
Nah.
Think about how much whining of I'm hungry. Where's the food?
Yep.
Where's all the clean laundry?
You'd be like, I have 4 husbands and they're all playing hacky sack in the backyard. How did this happen?
Okay. Featuring artists makes or break the songs nowadays.
Yes. I do find too that with music online that I find a lot of bands too that I would never have found over here. So I find German bands, British bands, just from all over Europe that I know I would never have found over here through radio play or especially the video channels over here.
OMG, y'all gonna talk NHL or laundry? You're in luck. We were talking about both.
It's NHL laundry, and it's not dirty laundry either because that's not the kind of channel we have here.
It's like Christmas today.
Jersey NHL Christmas is coming
laundry.
Soon. Jersey Christmas will be here soon.
Do you sit on Chesterfields? Well, we only have one, so yes, we sit on a Chesterfield. That's an odd question, but okay. Have you ever heard of Striker? Of course.
Yes.
You need a washboard stomach, Shannon?
No. No. I already do the treadmill. I'm not adding another hour.
Oh, good Lord. Stop with the stupid math crap.
Which one is it now? Okay. All right.
Don't be stupid. The media doesn't censor real doctors. No. Holy crap.
No.
Don't be stupid. Nope. Yes, the whole world is censoring doctors. Yes. Good God. You know this is worldwide, right?
It's the whole globe.
The whole world's media all got together and said, you know what?
Well, we
want people to be sick, so let's tell them fake information of how to protect people that really doesn't. Just because we want to control people. Yeah, we think it'd be really funny if people wore masks. So let's tell them to wear.
Okay. All right.
So dumb.
I know. Okay. Goose fraba.
Don't be stupid.
Goose fraba.
Wear your damn mask. I want to get out of my house.
I had the same conversation on Twitter and Facebook recently. So yeah. I had the same conversation.
Condoms also don't prevent pregnancy. Yeah.
Stop according to my grandmother,
wear your damn mask or stay home. If you can't wear your mask, stay home.
Don't punch people at Walmart. It's a general rule. Don't punch greeters at Walmart. That I was surprised. It happened in BC. There was a guy at Walmart beat up a handicapped greeter that told him he had one. So.
Anyways, wear your mask. I want to leave my house.
Yeah. It'd be nice. Don't worry. 9 months from now, maybe 10, 12, maybe a year, 3 years.
Yeah. The media, the whole world's media.
Everybody got together. All right.
Oh, that scientist knows what they're talking about. Don't show them.
Everybody's got to keep this secret. Don't show them.
We'll just tell them to wear their masks because we think it's funny.
Now, we can't keep what goes on in Bill Clinton's office to ourselves, but we can keep this to ourselves globally, right? Okay,
break. You guys know how science works, right?
And secrets don't work that way.
No.
They really don't. You can't get millions of people to all be in on a secret and nobody rats it out.
I'm really tired of the stupidity. Okay.
That really doesn't happen.
Okay. Did Zadina play too many games last year to be still considered a rookie?
I believe so. I don't think he's considered a rookie this year. So it's 26 games over 1 year or 6 or more games in the 2 previous seasons. So anything that's over that, they're not going to count as rookies. Of course, over a shortened season, you would think that changes, but I don't think it does. I don't think during the 48-game season it made any difference.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, no, I'm just going to say this.
I love you.
If it was a matter of if that person doesn't wear masks, it's their problem. They're the ones that get sick. Okay, that'd be one thing.
Shesterkin is a rookie.
Not how it works. If, say, Shannon has it and doesn't know it, and he doesn't wear a mask, then he's sharing it with everybody else.
Right. Which is what they found to be the most dangerous.
Right.
Because
wearing the mask only protects you so much.
And I'll say this too.
But it slows down the spread by a lot.
And I've spent years avoiding people who have the flu. I haven't had the flu in 5 years because the last time I had it, I ended up in the hospital. So not not really feeling that whole, it's no big, I don't, no thanks. I'm approaching 50, so I'm not really feeling the whole, no. So yeah, that's, not feeling it. That's why we don't go out. And when there's people who get really close, we're like, oh, cool.
99% survival rate. Now, that's pretty bad, eh?
But then there's all the people who have the long-term health consequences, the
even
damaged
if it
lungs,
was like 0.5%, that's still, do I want those people to die just because I don't want to wear a mask and it's uncomfortable?
Well, and if that's if it's 1%, like let's just say it's 1%, that's 3 million people in the US, it's 300,000 people in Canada. That's a lot of people.
It is.
That's a lot of people. And my mother's in her mid-70s and I don't want her to die. So there's that. She's old. She's in all of those lists you see of who's vulnerable. She's on those. And I don't want her to die. So, there's that.
It's such a weird. Yeah. Exactly. Wear a mask or stay home.
It's simple.
I want to be able to leave the house. If everybody would just wear a damn mask.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
All right.
Do you think the high case numbers in places that have mask mandates can be tied to private gatherings more?
Yes.
They've already shown that.
That's been the case here in British Columbia. We have contact tracing here, so they can see where it came from and where it's passed on to. It's private parties and homes. It's Canadian Thanksgiving definitely had a major impact as well. We didn't have Thanksgiving this year. We just basically made a dinner for the kids and nobody came over here. We didn't go anywhere else for Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas is the same thing.
Did I miss a
we're
super
not leaving
chat?
the house. I don't know. I didn't see another one.
Did I miss one? I don't think I did. If I missed one, let me know.
Lisa normally does it, doesn't she?
Yeah. Best hockey movie.
Happy Gilmore if it qualifies. And again, I always say if it qualifies, then Happy Gilmore. Agreed. Let's talk about joyful.
Yeah, I can't read all of the questions. Sorry. That's not how this works.
Tuukka's playing this year. Chara's deciding. He has to hear what the NHL's plan is.
Mighty Ducks is one of Shannon's all-time.
If Chara doesn't like the NHL's return to play plan, he's just going to retire. So he's making up his mind. He's going to go back to the Bruins if he returns. It's the same as Justin Williams last year with Carolina.
My elderly mother has serious incontinence problems. Not wearing a mask is like me taking her out in public without a diaper. There you go.
That's some way to look at it, yeah.
Gives you a different visual. You're welcome.
As far as I know, my mother doesn't have that problem, but I don't ask those questions. It's not something you ask. Hey, Mom, so how's the bladder doing?
I did get that super chat.
All right.
Oh, there's a pair working out.
Thank you, Lise, for life.
Has anybody seen the Happy Birthday Howie meme with the dog? No?
I think I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. I was busy playing around with the Australian animals that you can get 3D in your room.
Making them in the living room.
That was so fun. I found out about the happiest animal on earth.
Can you do a video on Cleveland's hockey history?
I could. I have a Cleveland Barons jersey and I have a Cleveland Crusaders as well. So I could do something about that. That's one series too that's coming, depending on what the NHL does, which is about the WHA's history. And so I can definitely bring in histories of certain cities that maybe don't have an NHL history or not much of one, like Kansas City I could do as well.
Do any NHL players have pre-existing conditions?
There are diabetics. There are definitely players with high blood pressure. You're going to have players with blood disorders as well. There are certain, definitely cancer survivors as well. There are players with pre-existing conditions.
It's something like 80% of the population has a pre-existing condition of some sort, because there's a lot of things that count as a pre-existing condition.
I know for me, I have to watch my blood pressure. That's one of them.
If the Sabres were to make another roster move, what do you think it would be?
I would not be surprised if Buffalo adds another blue liner just for some depth. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of their goaltending tandem in general. They've just re-signed Ullmark. I think they're going into this season with Ullmark and Hutton. But if they can do something to upgrade their goaltending, I think they should. We'll see what they do, though.
Cancer survivors is definitely a pre-existing condition.
Yep.
Especially with COVID, it's definitely
because it's your immune system is lower.
No, I said about 80% of people have a pre-existing condition of some sort
that puts you on the
list.
There's
a lot of things that count as a pre-existing condition. What happened to Bobrovsky this year?
Bobrovsky fell into the trap of playing in Florida. Florida's defense is bad. And I'm just being honest. Florida's defense is bad. We've now seen numerous goaltenders put up poor numbers behind their defense. The other thing was Bobrovsky was inconsistent. So you have the combined issue of defense that's allowing way too many high-quality chances. And then you have a goaltender who is not having a great season on top of that. And Drieger was outperforming him. So I can't see him having another season like that, but we'll find out.
Would you do an interview with an NHL scout?
It depends. I really haven't done interviews because it's not really in my brand. I'm far more likely to want to just sit down and have a coffee with somebody than do an actual formal interview. That's more in my wheelhouse, just sitting and chatting. And even then, like when I was chatting, anytime I've chatted with an NHL player or former NHL player, it's not like I go on the channel and guess what they told me? Look at all this stuff on my board. Look what they told me. I don't really do that.
Sabres should have gone for Lundqvist.
Each question in there was the Bruins window closed. Oh, yeah. Yes. I really think the Bruins window is closed. I think they're, especially with the injuries this year, I just can't see it.
Whose cup window is closing the fastest?
Pittsburgh's. I think Pittsburgh's has gone from maybe to it's probably done. But Washington's may be closing as well.
What? He's staring.
I know.
What is it? I put a picture. It's Pixel. She's sitting down on the floor here staring at us. I put a picture on the Instagram. She found the bag of, did you see the picture?
Yep.
She found the bag of Christmas lights, still has a few lights in it, and she decided that was her new bed. And I'm going to lay in this. That wouldn't be comfortable, but it's a bag, a plastic bag. She loves crinkly plastic to lay on. Cats are weird. Do you think Dubinsky for Line A would be interesting enough to the Jets, given that Doobie will end up on IR again and open up cap space?
The only way that kind of a trade would happen would be after this coming season, and that's only if they can't sign him at all. I don't think the Jets are all that keen to trade Line A right now.
No, they shouldn't.
And
I vote no.
I think if they traded him, I think they'd have to get something back on their roster. They can't trade him just for cap space. They'd have to get something back. I'm thinking something on the blue line.
I always hear about Line A getting traded, but why would the Jets even consider trading him? Isn't he great? Yes, and they shouldn't.
He's good, and he had his best all-around season this year. I'd be very surprised if they move him, because now that he's proven he can play, he can pass, he can do a lot of other things than just score goals. I think this coming season, I could see him with Stastny getting the goal scoring back and scoring at a pace of 40 to 50 goals over a full season, even though we're not going to have a full season.
Which cat likes Yvonne the most?
Lilybell.
See, you or Lilybell? Probably Lilybell. Lilybell follows me around all day. She likes to lay in my sewing room.
Pixel follows me. So does Shadow. They hate each other.
If I'm in the living room, like I cut out my patterns on the floor. She has to come and lay on whatever I'm doing.
I would check for cat.
Yeah, Lilybell's my shadow. That's why you don't see her very often. Well, somebody asked if there was a kind of soda that you were hoping for Christmas.
Orange vanilla.
They don't. I've got like
orange vanilla Coke, which they don't make.
Yeah. Since the pandemic, they don't have all the fun flavors anymore. I used to be able to go down to the States and I'd get even more flavors than we had up here. But we had.
I miss that.
Some up here. No, there's no fun flavors.
Yeah. And the border's closed till minimum of December 21st, but it's gonna be beyond that.
Vanilla Coke is amazing. I used to get him vanilla or the cherry vanilla.
Cherry vanilla is fantastic. Orange vanilla is fantastic.
But they don't have any kind of
No, it's just
like
and even
the lime, and I can't even find the lime now. Luckily, when there was still some of that,
I got
Shannon
like 6 cases.
Yeah, Shannon bought.
I was like, "Hey, look, lime! Quick, get 6.
Get 4 of them." Yeah.
4, and then I got 2 more a week later. You wondered why I was saving them up.
Yeah, what am I making? I'm knitting fluffiness. It's a cowl.
It's not though, because Batman doesn't wear it.
Okay, Batman doesn't wear a cowl. Batman doesn't understand the names of clothing items. He does not wear a cowl.
He does. It's a cowl.
No, it's not.
It's an owl cowl.
It's a balaclava.
No, it's an owl cowl.
But that doesn't sound
like
as
the
cool.
Owl ears on it.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember No Name Chocolate Cherry Cola? I do.
Yes. How often do you wash jerseys after how many vids? I don't really care about how many vids. It's just, is it dirty? A lot of the time I'll put on a jersey, I'll do a video, and then after that 10-minute video is done, I take that jersey off and put on something else. So I may only wear it for 15 minutes, and then it goes right back on the rack. So it just depends on, sometimes I'll go, this has to be washed immediately. But when I do my treadmill, I don't wear a jersey. So that's good jersey usage right there, that I make sure I'm wearing a t-shirt for that.
When the Kraken enter the league, it will be the Knights' 5th season. How does anyone else... Wait, does anyone else think that's crazy already?
It
does seem weird, but it's kind of like when your kids are a certain age.
Yeah.
Okay, our oldest at home turned 16 on Monday. That's one of those. How the hell is
I have that with
16?
videos too, though, where I'll say, "Oh, I don't need to do a video on this because I just did that," and then I look and I go, "Oh, that was 2 years ago." Yeah, never mind. I guess I can do an updated version of that one.
Do you have a special jersey organization?
All by alphabetical. Anaheim through Dallas, Dallas through Rangers, Ottawa through Winnipeg, and Toronto and Vancouver over here with all the AHL ones in the middle.
That way, it's pretty easy for him to find any of his jerseys. Yep. Otherwise, it would be pretty difficult. He's changed his organization of jerseys quite a few times, but since he changed it to alphabetical by team, he's kept it that way for.
Because that way I know which ones are missing.
Yeah. Yes.
That way I can tell which ones I don't have.
When he switched to that system, he found there were a couple doubles.
I may have.
Oh.
Where I got a jersey for dirt cheap, and I didn't think, well, wait, do I already have that?
Right.
And so, yeah, that happens when you have a big collection.
Schmidt and Hughes, is that one of the best defensive pairings in Canucks history?
Yes. The Canucks, their history when it comes to forwards is pretty good. Their history with defensemen, not the greatest. I love Edler now, but Edler was miscast as the number 1 defenseman on that team for a while. I think with Hughes and Schmidt, that could be the best pairing they've had. I want to go back to the late 80s and say Lidster and Butcher was the last time that I can remember them having a tandem that might be that reliable.
Are all your jerseys blanks?
No.
Do you have any with players' names?
Lots with players' names. I got a Paul
lot of times
Correa
you get them
just
cheaper that way.
Yeah, because either you're getting, usually if you get them through Full Moon jerseys, you're getting them after they've been traded. So you'll pay less money to get them. And I've got them through like Sport Check and whatnot. A guy will get traded. So the blank might be $200. And the player's been traded. So now that jersey's $100. And it's like, okay, so I can get that name and number. They've been traded, but who cares? Taylor Hall for the Oilers. I have 2 Taylor Hall jerseys because the Oilers traded him and Oiler fans didn't want his jerseys anymore. So I just went and got them.
Yeah. Do you think Arttu Ristolainen will make either Buffalo or Rochester's roster this season?
I would not be surprised if he starts out in Rochester, but he won't be there for very long if he is. His numbers in Europe have been excellent. So I would not be surprised to see him in the lineup before the end of the year.
Opinion on the Sabres reverse retro?
Beautiful. I think it's gorgeous.
Disagree.
The crossed swords is an underrated logo, and I'm glad they brought that back. Now, if they'd done a red goat head, that would have been nice. And
it would have been a lot better.
They do have on eBay, they're legit. Starter used to do fashion jerseys. They did a fashion jersey, which is the Buffalo goat head on a red background. It looks really, really sharp. And it's kind of a shame Buffalo didn't actually do that. But at the same time, I do like what they did. I think it's a solid, something completely different jersey from Buffalo.
Have you pre-ordered any reverse retros?
Okay, so Ben's got a list he's working on for me, and once they're shipped out, then I'll be doing an unboxing on the main channel for that. And then what I'm going to do is for members and for patrons, I'm going to do a review of each individual jersey. So I had the idea of, will I do one or the other? And so for members and patrons, I'll do the individual jersey reviews. And then the unboxings. I've pre-ordered Tampa. I've pre-ordered Minnesota. And I pre-ordered Arizona because I know those ones are going to be really hard to find. I got them through the team stores.
Yeah.
So those ship out on Tuesday.
No, I got the super chat about washing the jerseys.
Yes.
Do that one. Why has Chicago not signed Strome yet?
I'm not sure how much pressure there is to sign restricted free agents right now, because we don't know when the season's going to start. So it may just be a matter of once they know exactly the start date for the season, then you start the clock ticking on guys like Barzal and Strome. But I haven't heard anything about there being a huge breakdown in talks either.
The one from Gus, wasn't that the one about washing, how often he washes his jersey? Because I did that one, right?
Well, I said that I washed them.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I got that one. Yeah. That's a Gus one. I got that one.
Yep.
We talked about that. Okay. And look at that big boy. This is Shadow.
It's my Shadow kitty. He wants me to pick him up because he saw that I had Pixel.
We do have the kitty's Instagram with lots of kitty pictures.
Pixel hates being picked up. Shadow loves being picked up. And Shadow, I can carry him like this because he likes to be carried like a baby.
And he would like that.
And this is how I carried him when he was smaller than the palm of my hand. And it was really sweet. And now he's huge.
He looks like he's plotting. He does. It's so funny how kitties have certain faces. He always looks like that. And Bear looks like she's always mad. But she's so not. Happy. And I think it's the markings on their faces.
He's such a happy cat right now. He's even purring while I'm
He's kind of dippy. He's the dippy cat. Yeah, Bear always looks mad. But she's always happy or scared. When the vid is done, will you go to COVID. Okay. Yeah. It's done. Will you go to a T-Birds game down in Kent and do a meetup down here as well?
We'll definitely do meetups in Washington State.
That's what we had talked about.
We've done 2 meetups, one in Tacoma and one in Seattle.
Yeah.
We intend to do meetups in Washington State.
Even if it means we have to drive in
hopefully Seattle. this coming year, and Kent would be a good spot too. So we can figure something out. That's one of our goals.
Where we did it last time, that was a really good little outdoor.
It was
hockey area, but
it was.
Yeah, we definitely.
And I gave my stick away. Hopefully that guy became a subscriber after that.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Next city to have an MLS team.
Oh, MLS. I aren't they expanding everywhere? I wouldn't be surprised if Abbotsford was in on an MLS team. They just keep throwing them around. The best way to keep generating income is just keep expanding. That seems to be the thing with MLS. There's been questions about how the league has any kind of profit coming in other than through expansion fees. And if the league's actually in some kind of financial trouble and they've expanded too quickly, I would say 5 years from now, it'll be interesting to see how many teams survive.
Tips for a successful relationship. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
There's a lot. One is to have a good person. I think we've both been in relationships before, like long term. I've been married twice before that didn't work out. And I think part of it is we both waited till we had somebody that we actually got along really well. And I think one of the things that makes Shannon and I work really well is we actually are really good friends.
Yep.
We get along very well. We don't have to be exactly the same. We have things that we're very different in, but we're both able to talk to each other. We can have intelligent conversations. We have enough in common, but we do. We have enough in common, but we also have our own things. So we don't want to do everything together, but we genuinely get along really, really well. And I know after my second marriage, which was absolutely horrible, I realized pretty quick that, you know how when you're first getting to know somebody and you're in that relationship, you really kind of analyze your relationship and the things that you think, well, I don't like this, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Some of those things turn into really big deals that drive you absolutely crazy. And then you get to that point where I really don't like being around this person. So I think it's really important that you don't have those things of, is that a big deal? Because when it's years and years, it turns into a big deal. Yeah, I know, because he's special. He's a special kitty. Which GM is closest to being canned?
I don't know about any GMs being canned over the next short while here. With the pandemic, with everything going the way it's been, I'm not sure that there's any GM that's necessarily in danger. If San Jose has a miserable season, Doug Wilson could end up being out of a job. If Ottawa has struggles, I could see Eugene Melnyk at some point firing Dorian. I don't think we're there yet, though.
Relationship advice: actually be with somebody you enjoy spending time with.
Yeah.
So simple yet so true. It is, though.
And if from a guy perspective, if you find yourself saying, well, I don't like this and I don't like this, but she's hot,
that only lasts so long. Like, you can only
eventually but she's hot turns into, you know what, I really don't care anymore.
Yeah. Well, and then just the personality, it like distorts your view of the person, and then you can't stand even looking at them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very important to like the person you're with, especially when you end up being in a pandemic and you're stuck with them all the time.
This is true.
I am very, very grateful that the pandemic happened when I was happily married, because I can't imagine. Oh my gosh, that would have been horrible.
What is between Pixel and Shadow? I pick up Pixel and she looks terrified and looks at you like he's got me. Shadow's going to sleep.
Okay.
He is perfectly fine.
Does Shadow lay in bed at night, or is it just Bear? We actually have 3 cats in our bed.
Shadow will come into the bed, but if we disturb him, then he goes and beats up Lily Bell.
Yeah. And Pixel lays on our bed too. She sleeps at her feet. Yeah, she sleeps at her feet. Do the kids ever watch your videos on hockey or the entertainment channel? Yes. Not often.
If I do like the comedy videos.
They like the funny videos.
If I do something where it's a comedy video, then they'll watch it. But other than that, they don't really bother.
Adelaide only likes the ones like with the rabbit, or if she's in it. She loves the chicken video.
Yes.
She likes it when I do videos of the rabbit, which is so weird because she can just go look at the darn rabbit, but she would like to watch all the bunny videos.
True.
She's weird. But Gabriel really likes the funny videos.
True.
Malachi, I don't think, cares at all.
No, not even close.
He's not talking about a video game, so doesn't care. Chances of McKinnon winning the Hart? Hashtag go Avs.
I would say about 50-50, because I think the Avs are one of the favorites to end up finishing first in the NHL. And if they do, McKinnon will be a huge part of the reason why.
Men marry women hoping they won't change. Women marry men hoping they will. And that doesn't work very well.
I will say too, I've been in relationships where I'm kind of thinking, well, I don't really, but that'll change. They'll mellow as they get older.
Those little things you're like,
that'll change.
That's all right.
Especially if it's a trust issue. You go, well, if I'm really good, and if I prove that they can trust me, it doesn't work. If somebody doesn't trust you right out of the gate, you run. You run as fast as you can the other way. That's a huge red flag if somebody's immediately accusing you of things before you've been together for a month. That's a huge red flag.
At the end of his career, will Austin Matthews be considered one of the Toronto Maple Leafs' top 3 players of all time?
I could see that. I mean, you'd have your top 3s probably Sundin, Davey Keon. I want to say Armstrong. Man, for him to be ahead of Mahovlich should be something. But again, among generations that don't remember Mahovlich, it might be easier to put him in the top 3. I think it'll depend on which generation you're in as to where you see him in the overall grand scheme of things.
I was just thinking to myself earlier about the NHL and NFL and comparing the two. Do you feel that the NHL is still as raw and gritty as it was in the past, where NFL has gotten really sterile?
I don't know how sterile the NFL is. I know that there's a lot of money in it. And I do think that sometimes the amount of hate that you used to get in a football game kind of diminishes. I think that's happened with hockey to some extent as well. And of course, there's the European influence on the game too, which is more of a skating, more of a skill game. And so the NHL's kind of evolved that way. It'll be interesting to see if with the new TV contract, if they get the big money and if they have to change their product at all to suit that big money. But I don't think the NHL has, I will say I'm not as interested in the NFL as I was 20, 30 years ago. And I do think that there's a difference there. I haven't seen a negative difference with the NHL. I think if anything, the players are better.
Being honest and open communication is key.
Yes, absolutely.
To a point, though. To a point. They're also...
Well, you can't tell them when you think they're a whore.
Shannon.
That's kind of frowned upon.
You have to also understand the other person's personality.
You can't just look at them and go, so you're really stupid.
Because, like, Shannon knows that I'm a very, very sensitive person, so he can't just tell me any little thing that would upset him, because then that would upset me. So there's also the balance of, is this important? Sure, it's something irritating, but is it actually important? So sometimes you kind of have to look at how you're thinking of it and not necessarily take it to that person, because will this actually help, or will it just upset them? So there's a balance there that you have to keep in mind as well. Have you ever attended a Tool concert?
She's gone to 3. I've never been to 1. She hogs them. She hogs them. I went to a Perfect Circle concert. That's as close as I've gotten, because that was Maynard, but it's not the same thing.
That was fun too. I've been to 2 Perfect Circle concerts. Would Detroit be a good fit for Duclair?
I'm kind of surprised Duclair's still out there. It depends on how much money he wants. I don't think he was necessarily as good as his goal totals would indicate the first half of the season from Ottawa. Probably not as bad as he was during his fall from grace that followed that. But he would be a good addition to the top 9, and I think it would work in Detroit. But it's up to him, and it's up to Yzerman, really.
Maybe I'm getting older, but the overwhelming amount of ads have killed my interest in the NFL.
There's a lot. And baseball's getting bad that way, too. I noticed anytime they had a chance, they crammed another ad break in there. I'm like, seriously, you guys just had an ad break. You just came back. How are you having another ad break? Holy crap, this is insane. Because be like, well, all right, we got a new pitcher in here. Welcome back. Okay, that's 3 pitches, and he's coming out. All right, so we're going to go to commercial while the other pitcher's coming in. Oh, my God, this inning's going to take forever.
Sensitive isn't bad. They're usually generally very empathetic. Sometimes I'm too empathetic, which makes it really hard. There's a reason I can't watch a lot of movies or the shows and the news, because I get upset way too easily. Yeah. I do have trouble watching a lot of stuff.
Found out with Steel Magnolias.
Nope, that was not cool.
It's a great movie.
It's not. It's not.
It's a great movie.
Please make a 2021 mock draft. I need NHL 21 ratings.
I was looking around today at various sites, and as I said in the news video today, really trying to handicap who's going to be where is tough. Scouts are using game footage from last year for WHL and OHL prospects, and because there's nothing for those players yet, and they're trying to handicap who's going to finish where as a result. It is not easy. It is not easy. So I haven't seen a definitive list of any sort yet. And I haven't seen enough scouting reports to say, okay, so these guys are clearly going to be top 10. These ones should be middle 10. It is going to be a very interesting 2021 draft.
You only like one Tool song. But have you listened to more than one Tool song?
It's all the Tool songs. They're all good. Is it the one about the screaming of the carrots? Because that one's fantastic.
There you go. Why would Shannon have pink hair? Have you seen how short he cuts his hair?
I don't think pink hair would work for me at all.
I mean, it'd be cute and all, but he cuts his hair really short. So.
And I don't really have that much. So
true. We could dye his scalp.
I guess. I'd rather not, though. So I'm going to veto that idea.
Kitty camouflage. He does camouflage. You can see his ear.
There's his eyes. See, they just come right out of the jersey.
He's barely awake.
He's judging you.
Yep, seriously, I can see his ear. Yep. Worst concert we've ever been to? Marilyn Manson, I think, was... I don't know if it was the worst, but it was the most disappointing.
Manson was the worst, but Rob Zombie saved it.
Yes.
Rob Zombie was fantastic.
But if you ignore that part, just the Marilyn Manson part, I was so excited for that concert.
I was too.
It was so
he was awful.
Disappointing.
He started off a little bit off, but by the end of his set, he was so out of it.
That was so bad.
Embarrassing. It was really embarrassing.
That was so disappointing.
I'm surprised anybody in that band has a back left with the amount of carrying they must do with him.
Yeah, the rest of the band was really good, but no, that was so disappointing. Stone Sour, their balance was off, so you couldn't even tell what songs they were doing. I was kind of excited for that one. I thought that one was going to be really fun.
Yep.
But their balance was off, so it was awful.
But we had
the rest of the concert was really good.
And Hailstorm.
Hailstorm. I was like, there was somebody else that was awesome.
Yep.
Who was it? Hailstorm was really good. But
Lizzie Hale, the best voice I've ever heard.
She was great. The Deads were so fun.
Deads were great.
Where's the pumpkin chai tea? Well, I don't have pumpkin chai today, but my tea's right here. I didn't make pumpkin chai today. I had pumpkin chai yesterday. That one's great. I made myself some coconut tea today. What sport do you like other than hockey?
So on the Entertainment Guy channel, I do an NFL power rankings, which barely got views this week, comparatively speaking with others. I also talk about Major League Baseball. I've done the occasional NBA video. And in the event that the NHL does not return on time, I will start covering the NBA and do power rankings for the NBA as well, which Yvonne's really excited about.
I'm not.
The problem is I only have 2 NBA jerseys. I have a Vancouver Grizzlies, Sharif Abdur-Rahim jersey, and I have a Kawhi Leonard San Antonio Spurs jersey. That's it. So.
Yeah. No. Huh.
Hey, kitty.
I feel that the Kings need a new home jersey. How do you feel about the Kings making their alternate jersey their home and introducing a new alternate?
It's kind of plain looking.
Yeah,
their current jersey
I'm really glad their reverse retro is the purple one. I would love them to do
anything in purple would work.
Yes.
Wow, he's getting heavy.
The list on the board is Shannon being a brat. That's all that is. That's Shannon being a brat.
The New York Jets
I get to
12th.
read of why is this team at this number?
Bengals are at 4th.
That's what that is.
This could end up being a power rankings. I think I'd be proud of that power rankings.
Oh, talking about concerts. Bengals. So Bush was really, really fun.
Yeah, they were.
Who were they with?
The Cult.
That was lame.
So was Stone Temple Pilots.
Well, I knew I wasn't going to enjoy that.
I mean, Stone Temple Pilots were okay, but I'm not a huge fan of their music. So.
I really like Bush, and that concert was even better than I thought they were going to be.
If your lead singer has no interest in being there, then why are you there?
That was lame.
I was like, seriously, Ian, if you don't want to be up there, we understand, dude. Just go ahead, just leave. The rest of the band seems to be into it. When he's messing up the words of Firewoman. How do you mess up the words to Firewoman? I was like, holy crap, I know the words. We all know the words. If you don't remember the words to Firewoman, you don't want to be here.
Yeah, I was not.
I was so disappointed.
Yeah. Forum blue, not purple. You guys are just silly.
It's purple.
Not even a shade of blue.
The owner called it forum blue because purple's a girl color. So
which is so weird. Blue. Of course it's purple because purple is the color of royalty.
Yes.
It's the kings.
Yes.
It's supposed to be purple because purple's the color of royal.
Yes,
it's
purple.
Forum blue.
They just call it forum blue so they don't have to say purple. It's purple.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's purple.
So weird.
Yeah. Does that mean my Cancer jerseys are forum blue too?
It's not even. No.
Oh, what's weird is that the Coyotes didn't say theirs were forum blue. They just said they're purple.
Started listening to Hailstorm because of your recommendation. They're so fun.
Hailstorm is great. They are great. I Miss the Misery is one of the greatest songs.
Yes. They were really fun.
When I went through a bad breakup 6 years ago, that song was, I was like, yep, this is great. This is a good breakup song.
What concert?
And Nine Inch Nails has great breakup songs too.
What?
They do.
Okay. What concert were you looking? Oh, I'm going to guess looking forward to, but wasn't good. Marilyn Manson.
Manson was the one that we were.
That was the most disappointing.
And then we were supposed to see Avenged Sevenfold, and that got canceled. So that was a disappointment because it got canceled.
You won't get timeout for COVID talk, but if you talk about stupid, ridiculous stuff and make up science, then we're not having that crap on here. Again, wear your damn mask. I want to leave the house.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Favorite goal horn?
I don't really care about goal horns. I mean that genuinely. Like, I guess I could do like a power ranking of goal horns and just make up a random 31 list and go, here you go. But that would be all it would be a random list of goal horns because I don't have a preference when it comes to goal horns. I've never had a preference with goal horns.
Just your monthly reminder, Shannon. Yvonne is right about Undertow being an awesome album. It is. Right?
Except.
No.
See.
That's the end. Shut it.
Comparatively speaking to like.
If the NHL
comparatively speaking to Backstreet.
What
comparatively
the hell?
speaking.
Shannon. Okay, anyway, you're just wrong. Okay, anyways. Just a thought. If the NHL for some reason does not have a season this year, think about how stacked the Calder Cup competition could be in 2021 2020.
I mentioned that in the video today where I was talking about potential Calder winners this year. Yeah, it would be a huge class next year. And then conversely, there's going to be a lot more retirements. So you get a lot more kids into the league, and you're also going to have a lot more retirements, careers that are ended by this. So that's the downside of it. And then if you're a general manager, it gets really tricky putting a team together and then trying to predict who's going to finish where. When you've had a whole year off, some of these teams would be off for almost, a year and a half, almost 2 years. Good luck predicting how they're going to play.
Mm-hmm. Love your jumper, Yvonne. Thank you. I finished it just the other... Well, I had to redo half of the sleeve, so I finished it last night.
She's not the smartest, but she gets there. She gets there. Just sort of.
Pardon me.
If I can keep you on task, you do well.
Whatever.
It's just a matter of her staying on task.
You can just shut it.
It's just,
Shut
Didn't I do a mascot power ranking at one point and people told me I was wrong about that too?
Oh my gosh. People tell you're...
Because I have the mascot pucks. And I remember I did. I think it was my 10 favorite mascots. People were like, no, you messed up. You missed this guy.
You forgot this one.
I don't know that I have to do that, but okay. I could do something. I want to do something with those mascot pucks anyways.
Do you think Laugh may play in the World Juniors this year?
There's some debate about whether or not he's going to play for World Juniors. Hockey Canada is kind of hedging on it. He could. I think it would be good for him. It'd be great for Canada. Canada, of course, is in a 2-week isolation period. That's going to be tough for them. Lafreniere added to that team would be huge. It would be a huge difference maker.
Have you ever done a goalie mask power ranking? That'd be tricky.
That'd be tough because
they don't all have the same mask.
And I can't just use team logos. I'd have to have the pictures of all the masks. So I'd have to be using that. There's quite a few
of them that have two.
And then there's goalies that they have their home and they're away, and they may have a cool one that then they change to something lame.
They just play for a couple games and then oxygen it.
So I mean, I could do like kind of an almost like all time, but again, yeah, that could get kind of tricky to do in my standard way of doing things.
Do you think Elias is going to be the greatest Swede performing for the Canucks in history? What is his ceiling point-wise?
I think Pettersson can hit 100 points a year. I'll say maybe 200-300 point seasons in his career. He's just so smart with the puck. I do think he'll end up being the best Swede that's played for them, and I'm including the Sedins, I'm including Naslund and Thomas Gradin, one that people may forget because that was in my time. But I think Pettersson, I think this sky's the limit. The thing with Pettersson is I do wonder if he's going to be a solid enough all-around player, and if he's going to be able to play the game at a really high level for a long time, considering his kind of slight frame, to get into that conversation about like greatest Canuck of all time, or if that's going to be a struggle for him. But I think the ceiling is very, very high for Pettersson.
Do you think this situation kills Ovechkin's chase for Gretzky's record?
No. It should make it so that Ovechkin's more focused and more rested. Remember, they didn't play from March till August, and then for the Capitals they played 7 or 8 games, and now they've been off since then. So Ovi should be rested. He should be healthy, and as long as he's stayed in shape, he should be potentially in the best shape of his life because he's not dealing with hockey every other day.
Does Ovechkin retire after beating Gretzky's record?
I would think that would do it if he gets there. But, something I talked about a couple of years ago, he's finally said he wants to finish his career in the KHL. So it depends on how much longer he wants to play in the National Hockey League. And he said all the right things about it, that he wants to stay in the NHL, but we just don't know what he's going to do at the end of this contract even.
Hello, Shannon and Yvonne. Thanks for the countless hours of entertainment. Favorite goal songs?
The Canucks need to use Holiday.
Yes.
Holiday by Green Day needs to be the Canucks song. I love the Dallas one, which is Pantera. The Flyers have a really cool goal song too. And I have to say, for an earworm, Chelsea Dagger gets stuck in your head.
It's obnoxious.
It is obnoxious, but boy, does it ever work to get in the ears of the opponent and drive opposing fans nuts, and that's kind of what it's meant to do.
Yeah, it's obnoxious.
It is.
Is there a situation where Stamkos leaves Tampa Bay?
The only way that Stamkos would leave Tampa, I would think, is if it's for cap reasons and they decide they don't require Stamkos to remain in contention. And then you'd have to find somebody who has the cap space to take him on, and he'd have to prove that he's healthy first. I don't know that it necessarily happens, but it's possible. It's not a 0% chance.
Will the Leafs being in an all-Canadian division increase their chance of winning a playoff round?
I'm going to say no, because I think the top 4 teams in that division are going to be pretty good. And I don't think there's going to be any gimmies. I think that for Toronto, if they were still in the Atlantic, it's possible they might get a weaker draw against them than they would in the Canadian division. Plus, these teams are going to play each other, potentially 10 times each, 9 or 8 times each. There won't be any secrets. So it could be tougher to win a round in a series where you're against a team that's seen you that many times.
Are you becoming a Jackets fan?
Not that I know of. I do like cheering for underdogs. I do like John Tortorella. I thought it was admirable how well they played throughout injury, with all the injuries they dealt with last year. And as well, I thought their goaltending was much better than it was given credit for. They're a smart organization, but I don't know that I'd qualify as a fan. The more hockey I cover, the more I'm a fan of players more than teams.
Do you drink kombucha?
Nope.
I like drinks that taste good.
So far, I've avoided it. So
I don't like drinks that taste
good. It's avoidance, that's a word. So
icky looking chunks in it.
I use my avoidance skills to not drink it.
Why aren't the Red Wings in the Metro Division? Kombucha is gross.
It's just geographically they're further west. And I know, like, with the proposed divisions for this year, some are saying, well, Detroit shouldn't be in the Central, but that's where they're going to end up. There's only a certain number of teams that you can have in any one division, and they can't all be the Eastern time zone teams, or else you're unbalancing everything else. Detroit was in the Western Conference for a long time, and then they basically told the NHL, we want to be in the East. That's it. Columbus said the same thing. I don't know. I like the idea of the Norris Division matchups between Chicago and Detroit and St. Louis and Detroit. I kind of miss it.
Think with possible no start in WHL, no touching in OHL, will NHL go for a 19-year-old minimum in the draft?
That no body checking rule in the OHL, that's been basically disproven. Lisa McLeod has a axe to grind with hockey. She's had this since before COVID, where she argued against body checking. She has wanted to get body checking out of the game for a while, and she's using this to advance that idea. Body checking does not increase any kind of danger to the game in terms of a pandemic. Sitting on the bench, being in the locker room, that all of these situations where players are right close to each other, far more dangerous. So that's not really an issue. The WHL, as far as I know, their start date is still on time. I think it's in January. I haven't heard anything from BC, from Bonnie Henry, saying that there won't be hockey. There just won't be fans in attendance. But as far as I know, they're still starting on time. The BCHL, I know, is starting on time.
Biggest move for the Oilers this offseason?
Adding Kyle Turris down the middle, I think that's a huge add for them. I think that's a really smart move. It never worked for him in Nashville. If he can get back to anywhere near the level of play that he showed in Ottawa, he's going to be a steal.
Why doesn't she attack lacrosse instead? Hockey's, I think they're more, I don't know, is there more hockey than lacrosse? I know lacrosse is like the sport, but
lacrosse is the sport in Canada. There's a lot of lacrosse
outside
leagues.
A lot though.
True.
You can do that.
You can play that outside
or outside, which makes a huge.
I mean, you can play ice hockey outside, just not around here because we don't get cold enough. I've thought about making a video where I'm flooding the yard, just like making an ice rink, but it would never work. No. It would be just making a puddle in the backyard. And Yvonne would be like, thanks for making a puddle. Now the kids are all muddy and now the yards are.
Adelaide would love that.
So as funny as a video like that might be, it doesn't get cold enough for a rink here.
Sick jersey, Shannon.
Yep, this is a Reebok practice Columbus jersey. I have this one now in blue and in red because I got it through Full Moon Jerseys and it was like $40. I'm like, all right, well, I'll grab that because I was already grabbing the Korea. Like, well, while I'm grabbing Korea, I'll take that too. Sure.
Is Matthews going to Arizona one day?
I get the feeling that he will. I think the question becomes, does he go to Arizona after this contract is up, or is Arizona where he's going to end up when he's in his 30s and he's getting closer to, being past his prime and wanting to figure out where he wants to settle down. The fact that he's been training in Arizona makes a lot of sense. His family's there and everything. I do think he has an affinity for that area. We'll see whether or not it translates to him actually going there because that doesn't necessarily work. I know Joe Sakic from Burnaby, there was always, could he go to Vancouver? And he never did.
Who wins the cup first, Rangers, Ottawa, or the Kings?
The Rangers have the goaltender. They now have the forward, and I think they have the blue line. I think the Rangers are the strongest case of the three right now.
I hope Arizona doesn't move. Do you agree, Shannon?
I don't think that they're going to. I think Alex Mariuello being in charge means that they probably don't. And I would rather that they didn't personally. I'd rather that they didn't. I like having Arizona in the league. I don't think that it's necessarily costing Quebec a team either, because if they move, it'll be to Houston. So as much as I'd love to see another team in Canada, I don't think Arizona's costing Canada another team right now.
Will the Wild stop being boring with Fiala?
Fiala, Kaprizov, Rossi, when he comes in, they're going to be a fun team to watch pretty soon here.
Definitely be boring to watch.
They can be very boring to watch.
I'm a Wild fan. Some of their games are really boring, though. Why are the football teams on the board? He just put it there to be a brat.
And a band. Yes. Rammstein's logo right there.
This whole board is just because Shannon's a brat.
It's just for fun.
That's it.
This is just... I wanted to have a backdrop, so I did this for a backdrop. Just a backdrop.
I just wanted to thank you for everything you've done to make hockey easy to follow and understand.
Thank you.
With the pandemic, life's been tough, but your videos are immensely helpful in getting through the days. Best to you and yours, and stay safe.
We're doing our best.
Thank you. We do these live streams a lot more because it is a pandemic, and we know that it helps people, and it's our socialization too. This is our only talking to people. Right this now, is it for us.
Yes.
We don't see anybody but each other.
Maybe until next summer.
So this is also for us because we definitely have a hard time dealing with the pandemic as well. And we know a lot of subscribers do too. So yep. Shannon, can you explain why Pop-Tarts are in fact good?
Okay. So you've got sugar.
Sweet cardboard.
You've got sugar, and then you've got breading. Yuck. And then you've got sugary jam. And then you've got more breading. And then you've got more sugar on the bottom. It's not breading, though.
It's like cardboard.
No, it's not. And so all of that sugar.
It's not good.
It's delicious, good, delicious, good, delicious. There's 3 delicious, 2 good, which means it's mostly delicious.
It's gross. I've tried
and it tastes like
them
delicious.
A few times. It's like way oversweet cardboard.
That's the delicious. You can't handle delicious.
Not good.
No. Cardboard is like rice cakes. Rice cakes are cardboard. I think those.
No, rice cakes are like styrofoam.
Rice cakes, I think, are a packing material that somebody accidentally took a bite into at some point. And they went, you know what? We could just throw like cheese on these and sell them. And I don't think anybody's dumb enough to eat these. And then blade them. They went, holy crap, these are fantastic. We can make money selling packing material. So
no, they're icky. I've tried Pop-Tarts a few times because the pictures make them look good. And you're like, oh, well, that sounds fun. And then you try it. It's not. It's still not good. It still tastes like way over sweet cardboard.
That's divorce talk right there.
Oh, is it? When was the last time you even bought Pop-Tarts? I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, well, we got to get an order ready for tomorrow.
We do need to get groceries.
We got to get groceries. We're getting some Pop-Tarts now.
Malachi's birthday dinner.
You started it, so we're getting some Pop-Tarts ready now.
Do you like the band Green Day? Yes.
Yes. They're a band that should be Canadian. They're not, but they should be Canadian.
They sound Canadian.
They definitely sound Canadian.
That American East Division is going to be beast if it happens. Canada Division will be fun. The American West Division will be predictable. Thoughts? Okay.
Pop-Tarts. Which flavors of Pop-Tarts am I adding here?
The cardboard kind?
Strawberry. They have frosted s'more.
Corrugated cardboard or...
Corrugated cardboard.
Blech. Yvonne's Pop-Tart hate is a good thing. Means more for you, Shannon. They're all gross. Have you seen a U2 concert?
No, sadly, no. I'm a big U2 fan. She is not. My U2 fandom basically spans from Joshua Tree and through until Discotheque.
Here's a
pop album's kind of.
I don't know.
Okay, so what do we have? Points for today. No name pasta or noodles. Do we need pasta noodles?
No, you got so many noodles. So I don't know if you guys have this problem but with the curbside pickup, sometimes you end up with a different amount of groceries than you were thinking.
Do we need mushrooms?
It turns out that I am horrible at knowing how much vegetables weigh.
I'll take that as a yes.
I'm really, really bad at it. So I have on more than one occasion ended up with 3 Brussels sprouts. One time I had 3 Brussels sprouts and it was so sad. And then one time I had like 4.
Oh, fresh pork.
Why? Oh, this is so sad. Why? Is it like per Brussels sprout or because I didn't even just put like the first. No, I put plus a few times. I have no idea how much a Brussels sprout weighs. Apparently they're way heavier than I thought. But I've had that with other things. One time I got one beet. Pork? We don't have any. We need ground pork and see if they have ground beef because Malachi wants meatballs for his birthday. Meatballs and
we'll see.
Macaroni. I know they were out last time. What was the other one? But there's been a few times I've ordered produce and got like the tiniest bit. But then there was the time with the broccoli. Got like 5 heads of broccoli. All right, guys, looks like we're having broccoli for dinner. But yeah, I'm horrible at vegetable weights. If President Biden's tax proposal on people making over $400,000 a year being hit with a 37 to 39% federal tax passes, will that be a game changer for Canadian teams in free agency?
I don't know that necessarily changes a whole lot.
People, though.
And so
that'd be business.
Generally with a tax, different. If you're going to get a tax increase, you have to get it through the Senate. If it's a GOP controlled Senate, you're not getting your tax increase. So that's where that falls apart, is that you are beholden to the Senate. So it may very well not happen anyways. But for hockey players, that $400,000, I would think that's net, right?
Yeah.
So you just move money around. For the lower paid NHL players.
Tax deductions, and it's not on that whole amount either.
Right.
But it wouldn't be for an organization because that's like a business. It's on individual people.
Yep.
But when you make over that amount, it's not on your whole amount. So you're able to have tax deductions and whatnot. It would be taxed at that percentage at the amount that you make over that. And that's after all your deductions and stuff. So if you're putting away money in your RRSPs or in your TFSAs and all of that, plus all of your deductions of travel and whatever you're supposed to be able to buy,
RRSPs,
a lot of them are going to be under that amount anyways. While it looks like they make so much, after you take out all of the deductions, and like a lot of them could have houses and stuff that add to their deductions. They don't actually make.
I wouldn't be surprised if a player that makes $700,000 by the time all the deductions are in, they make less than $400,000. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yes. Well, because they don't actually get that amount either. So
and then you've got to figure into that the NHL is deferring money, and there's escrow.
They don't make anywhere near that amount. That
so
number,
for the next couple years,
that
won't be an issue for the next at least 2 or 3 years with all the escrow and all the paybacks that are going to be going on.
Right.
This is why they need to play hockey, because those are only going to get worse if they don't.
I'm jealous of all these donations. I'm giving something too. Also, 2112 is the greatest album ever to come from Canada.
It's Rush, isn't it?
Don't.
2112, I'm pretty sure is Rush. Pretty sure.
Favorite 1980s band.
Oh, that's tough. In Excess. In Excess would probably be my favorite. That's the one I listen to the most. Is In Excess.
Rush. Yeah, it's not.
I was pretty sure 2112 was Rush.
Bury It in Charities. Yeah, you can get a lot of deductions by giving to charities.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Putting it in different kinds of savings. I don't know how American tax laws really work. I know Canadian pretty well though, but you're able to put money in your RRSPs and in your TFSAs and
RESPTTP.
Your education savings plans and things like that. So that can lower your tax amount as well. 1917 was a good movie. You guys ever watch it?
1917.
It
doesn't ring a bell. Doesn't ring a bell.
Are you going to make a member video soon?
Yeah, I made
with the reverse retros.
I made 2 on the reverse retros. I also did one a couple days ago. I was thinking about making one today. Odds are there'll probably be 2 to 3 of those every week. And of course, for people who are patrons as well, all I do then is I upload that same video unlisted onto my Entertainment Guy channel, and then I share it to Patreon from there. That way it shows up and it shows it's a members video on here, and then on the other channel I'm able to upload it and share it to patrons as well.
Somebody says it was not a good movie.
Well, it's been at least 100 years old, so it'd be bad by now.
Do you agree Coyotes need a new stadium in downtown Phoenix?
They need to move. Glendale's not going to work. So they definitely need to be somewhere else. Now, I don't know that it's necessarily going to end up being in Phoenix. I know there was talk about, I want to say Tucson at one point, or Tempe, and then that fell through. But at some point, they need to have something that generates enough money that they're in the black. Alex Mariuello didn't buy this team to lose money. So he is going to do everything he can to try to turn things around. That's why they sold to him. And that's why he immediately brought in people who know finances to help run the team. If it doesn't work under Mariuello, that's when we can actually have the discussion of whether or not it's going to work in Arizona at all.
Where do you become a member?
There's a join button. There's a join button.
See, I can see it
on every video. I think it shows the join button. And then I've been doing videos on the retro reverse and just behind the scenes type things, the ramble videos kind of things that don't really fit on the main channel.
Is the window closed for a cup for Pittsburgh, Washington, and Boston?
I think the one of the 3 that I could see maybe going on another run might be Washington, if Samsonov is the real deal and if Ovechkin can put the team on his back a little bit. The other 2, probably. Boston, yes. Boston, I think it's done. I think their last hurrah was last year when they ran to the finals. I don't think they have it in them again. Tampa was clearly better than them this year, and I don't see that getting any better. And for Pittsburgh, I think that window's probably closing, yeah.
Yes, Shannon's jerseys are tax deductible.
Yep, tax. It's a business expense.
Coyotes would rather not have it in downtown.
Because I would not have the jerseys that I have if I didn't have a channel. That's not a thing. There's no way. Before I had a channel, the only goal I had was to have one of each team. That was it. I even had times where I'd go, well, I like that jersey, but I already have that team. So I just go, I already have one of them, so I don't need another one. And that was it. And I mean, I had been collecting jerseys for about 20 years before I had the channel, and I still didn't have every team. I didn't have Minnesota. I didn't have Winnipeg.
He didn't have all of the teams. You had over 1,000 subscribers. It was a while before you were able to get all of them.
Yep. Yeah. And you bought me Minnesota.
I did.
You bought me Winnipeg too.
Yeah. I had to drive
Columbus. I think Columbus was the last one I got.
I had to drive to get the Winnipeg
either
one.
Columbus or the Islanders was the last team that I actually had a jersey of.
Did you hear
I think it was Columbus.
Phoenix?
And yeah, Coyotes would rather not have it in downtown Phoenix. And that's what I've heard, is that wouldn't work. They're not going to end up sharing a building with the Suns or anything like that.
Who do you think will win the World Juniors?
If Canada is able to get a decent training camp of any sort, Canada should be able to put together a team that wins it. And I did see about the Niners and Santa Clara County, which means the Sharks wouldn't be able to practice till December 21st at the earliest.
How do I say?
Solaric.
Oh.
Is Solaric going to crack the Bees lineup when they're weak on the wings? You know, I did do a video on Boston today. Solaric, I have maybe an outside shot. So he's a left winger. I think Studnicka and Bjork will get that look first. And if Studnicka struggles or Bjork struggles, and Bjork's been known to struggle, Solaric may get that look because, again, they don't have Pasta or Marchand to start the season.
Can we get a Bettman secret?
Which Bettman secret do they want? I already gave out the vampire thing. Gary's still kind of mad about that.
Gabriel laughs about that every once in a while.
Gary's not happy about the vampire thing. That was a secret, so don't tell. He doesn't want people to know.
Just keep it between us.
Yeah, just between us. Don't tell anybody.
No being stupid. Okay. What players do the Blues give up to Seattle?
I haven't got to the Blues yet. Tomorrow's Philadelphia. So St. Louis is, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, San Jose, St. Louis. That's 4 days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It'll be on Wednesday. I'm looking at St. Louis's lineup. I'm going to speculate just off the cuff that it'll probably be a defenseman. That they'll probably, because it's 7 forwards, 3 defensemen, and they have really deep blue line, it's probably going to be a defenseman that they end up losing to Seattle. Won't be a goaltender, and we'll see with the forwards if I protect 7, which ones are still left over, but they've still got some young forwards that should be exempt.
The board, just ignore the board behind me.
So
Shannon's breath. No.
The board means Winnipeg's number 1.
Travis Green get a contract extension?
No. He's a lame duck coach right now. He says he's not concerned about it, which I'm not sure whether or not I buy that, but he says he's not concerned with it right now. He's just concerned with the team going next year and being the coach. I would not be surprised, though, if this is his kind of make it or break it year, that if the Canucks do fall back, whether it's his fault or it's not, he may end up being the fall guy for that.
How good are Ben H deals?
They're good. I mean, so it's 179 Canadian for most of his jerseys, the newer ones. I think the retro reverse are going to be a little bit higher, and I know his costs are higher for those too. They're not all handed out the same. Your warehouse cost, your wholesale cost is different between jerseys. I know third jerseys at certain points too, and stadiums they charge more as well. Again, if you email them through the email address that's in the description of all of my videos, you get 10% off of the eBay price. And if you're buying from the States, it's cheaper going through him than it is going through a lot of the American stores. But again, you go through that, and then you can ask about things like shipping and things of that nature. And I know that I haven't had a bad experience with the jersey from him. And he goes over them with a fine-tooth comb. So if you look at his listings on eBay, he will have listings where he's found a flaw in a jersey, and he has to like point at it, and you have to zoom right in on it and go, okay. And it's this tiniest little flaw. So he goes over every single jersey before he mails it. I've had emails from him before where he said, I know I'm selling you this jersey. I want to send it to you, but there's a problem with it, and I can't sell it to you like this. So he's very good that way.
They're asking about San Jose again.
San Jose is not going to have their training camp in San Jose. If they have training camp on the 15th, it won't be in San Jose. This is why the NHL is going to have some kind of a bubble set up to start the season. I can't see how you have a season without it. And as I said in the news video today, they could release 2 weeks of scheduling at a time and just take it 2 weeks at a time. And so say a week out, they go, okay, it's going to be another 2 weeks and that kind of thing. And then teams would have days off. They would exit the bubble. They'd be able to see their families and whatnot. Everything would be controlled while they're doing that. But it's probably going to be a modified bubble to start the season, or they're not going to be able to get it done.
How many years till Edmonton wins another cup?
It could be as soon as this year if they can get the goaltending for it, and if their blue line holds up. Their forward group is good enough. Their top two centers are definitely good enough. It's a matter of having a goaltender that can get you through 4 rounds.
Do you think a rival league will ever pop up to challenge the NHL again, or are the markets left not big enough for any type of success?
Nah. The only time that I thought that another WHA type league might pop up was during the 04-05 wiped out season. And, players, they did have their own games where they had like this all-star thing where they, sold tickets and whatnot, but it wasn't the same. And you could see that it won't happen. You just don't have enough billionaires right now that are willing to part with their money. Back in the 70s, you've got to think it was a heck of a lot cheaper to start up a league and to have teams. And even then, the WHA was bleeding money right out of the gate.
Well, somebody's asking about where to find a Thrashers jersey.
eBay.
They
have one on Van City Sports website, which is the same blue one that I have. It's the blue one with the Atlanta on the sleeve. I don't know how many of them they have, but they have it. It's $139 Canadian on their site. So that's not too bad, considering it's a Thrashers and it'd be brand new with tags. That's not bad.
Does Dallas have the firepower to win a cup soon?
Not without Sagan. Sagan's going to be out most of the year, and they need Ben to bounce back. They need Radulov to bounce back, and they're going to be without Ben Bishop for most of the season as well. Hudobin, great run to the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't know if I like him, though, as the starter. So Ottinger's going to need to play, especially over a squash schedule. And we don't know what we're going to get with Ottinger yet. So I don't know that there's going to be a cup for them.
Are you getting the Montreal reverse retro?
Heck yeah. I love the Montreal reverse jersey. I think it's obnoxious that Montreal brings out really nice jerseys because it sends a bad message when I'm wearing Montreal. As a Bruins fan, it kind of burns a little.
Shannon. I want a North Stars jersey.
I have all the North Stars jerseys.
Well,
did you ask that question already?
Which one?
The one that's just going there.
Didn't I? Oh, no. I read it in my head. So, where do you see Vegas and Seattle in 10 years? I read it to myself.
Vegas is going to go through some sort of a retool and a rebuild. I think Vegas is going to be fine. I know people are going to expect that when Vegas goes through a downbeat that they're going to lose attendance. I don't think that they'll necessarily have sellouts every night, but they're not going to bottom out in attendance either. Seattle will be a very strong hockey market. I don't think they'll have any problem selling tickets. I think that especially with the need for a winter sport there now that the Sonics are gone, I think the NHL is going to get a lot of sport in Seattle, and I think they're going to be a very strong team.
Shannon's getting a lot of the reverse retros, so
wait for the unboxings.
There's a lot. Are there any teams you absolutely hate? No, just can't bring yourself to try to find any reason to like.
Not really. I know I had that discussion about Pittsburgh 2 years ago, but even
people
with Pittsburgh,
thinks he hates teams.
We
get those comments.
Just these ones
frequently.
Just these ones.
Why do you hate this?
Other
team?
Than these teams, I've never been accused of hating a team. Just these teams on this board right here, including the Ramstein team that doesn't exist and the New York Jets.
Do you collect CHL jerseys?
I have a few. I don't really collect them because it comes down to a matter of room. And I'm kind of, I know I got 2 baseball jerseys last week and her reaction was one of, those are going where? And
that is what I said. Where are you putting those?
So because I do have about a dozen baseball jerseys now, because again, with the hockey being up in the air, I may be covering baseball this coming spring.
What team are you accused of hating the most?
Rangers.
You think so? See,
yes.
I was thinking maybe Canucks.
Rangers.
Which I think is
I would say Rangers.
But you do get that.
I would say Toronto.
Oh, Toronto, yes.
At Vancouver, it's always you're too hard on them. You're too hard on them. They're great. I keep thinking, but how many cups have they won? Like, when was the last time they went to a Stanley Cup final? It was almost a decade ago. Up until this year, they hadn't been in the playoffs for 5 years.
People think that he hates a team if he says anything about them isn't great and perfect. Like if he has any kind of criticism for a team or about their jersey or about their logo or about a player. Oh, that's because you hate that team.
Which is weird because my favorite jerseys are normally Kings jerseys, and I don't cheer for the Kings. But their jerseys are fantastic. They're amazing jerseys overall. And the Canucks have had some ridiculously ugly jerseys over the years.
That's true.
But I so while I would put the Kings above the Canucks in terms of overall jersey history, I would not say that I cheer for the Kings against the Canucks because that's not a thing.
There's not in my yard.
Do I like the Caps? I was a huge Caps fan in the 80s, and then they broke my heart over and over and over again. Bob Mason not making that save in the 5th overtime against LaFontaine, that kind of thing that sticks with you. And over the years, I eventually had fandoms of other teams. I like the Caps. I don't know that I'd say I'm a fan, but I like the Caps. And when they're against Pittsburgh, I always cheer for Washington because they almost never beat them.
Where are my Saints on the NFL power rankings? I think he asks this every
Saints are third. Saints are third.
Wow.
But you'd know that if you'd watched the power rankings, which almost nobody did this week on the Entertainment Guy channel. Because, they were number 3.
Oh, called out.
Number 3.
Thank you, Dennis. Let's have a race to a Montreal Reverse Retro unboxing.
I am really excited about the Reverse Retros and when they're going to, and like, I'm so hyped about.
Oh, see, somebody watched that video.
They're going to be great.
You go.
Oh, there you go.
Football video.
Thank you. It's greatly appreciated.
There you go. Thanks, Steven, for watching his video.
So the NFL power rankings, because I've noticed that the view counts on those have just been dropping like a rock. So I'll keep doing them, but the view counts are way down.
What's a good website to get hats? I feel like Fanatics doesn't have very many styles. Fanatics make really boring ones, don't they?
It's Hat World that I go through. And 47 brand.
Yeah, I was going to say 47.
47 brand has some of the gaudiest, most fantastic.
But I bought fun ones.
I bought an Anaheim. Ugly. I bought an Anaheim hat that Yvonne is so excited to match the Wild Wing jersey. I'm going to have and I mean, I thought I had an ugly Ducks jersey with that orange one with the over the top, the blob there.
Special.
But this one's going to look way better. And I got a Whalers in that design too. So I'm going to have this really gaudy Whalers to wear with the gray Whalers jersey. So that's going to be great. Yvonne's going to be so proud of me out in public together.
I mean, at least he wears hats and jerseys that go together. I was going to say match, but that's not quite accurate. No. They go together.
I wore 2 that don't match at all for a video yesterday because you weren't here.
Oh, man.
I wore a Nashville Predators yellow hat with my Milwaukee Admirals jersey because that's technically their farm team. So I said, technically these match. Even though I could hear you in the back of my mind going, and they don't.
Right. No, I think the Fanatics, their hats are so boring. And I don't like the material that they use on a lot of their hats. It's that really thin polyester. So I don't even like the fabric that the Fanatics use for most of their hats.
No.
So
that feels cheap.
Yeah.
They do feel cheap.
Yeah, I don't like it.
This one's an Adidas, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a cute look. You should keep it like that. It makes you look special.
Think so? I think that's
good. There you go. But you don't have the stickers on it, so.
Yo, what up? Word to your mother. Yo.
You kept the stickers on the hat
to look fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I think it's so funny when people leave the stickers on their hats. It looks like you don't know how to take tags off. Do you remember that conversation with Noah? But why? It's to look fresh. Do you keep the tags on your clothes too? Because
imagine if I kept the tags on my jerseys.
Word to your mother. Yeah. Need the stickers. During the slowdown, could you do a decade by decade power ranking?
I did that during the off season, during the downtime between March and August. I did the power rankings of the 2000s, the 2010s, the 90s, and the 80s. And then again, view counts told me the 70s wasn't really nobody cared. So I didn't go to the 70s.
Are Chinese jerseys counterfeit?
Most of them are manufactured in Indonesia if they're legit.
They're made in Indonesia. I don't know
if it's made in China. It's usually a counterfeit. That's a counterfeit.
It doesn't usually tell you where they're made, but most of the jerseys are.
Although I think a lot of the fakes will say they're made in Indonesia.
Right, that's what
they won't actually.
I don't
tell
think
you.
the fakes don't generally tell you where they're made. Truthfully, they try and look like they're real.
Come
on. Are you going to buy a Pats jersey soon?
Stop looking distressed. NFL jerseys are tough because
you're talking to football.
They tend to be on the kind of pricey side for the most part, and paying $150 for a T-shirt, it gets it's a little much. And I don't blame sellers. I know I had a seller tell me once that they didn't carry NFL jerseys at their store very often because they don't get any kind of deals. The NHL ones they get deals on. They didn't get deals on NFL jerseys at all, so they couldn't even put them on special. I think that it'd be nice to be able to have a Pats jersey, but I don't think it's going to happen. Not for a while, anyways. Not unless I find one for dirt cheap.
So I was wondering because my friend makes fun of me for buying $30 Chinese jerseys. What are these Chinese jerseys you're talking about? I don't know what jerseys you're even talking about.
No idea.
But you can get pretty cheap real jerseys, especially if they're like Reeboks or something.
Like this one. This one was $40.
Most of my jerseys are pretty darn cheap. Yeah. If you wear the smaller sizes or older jerseys or jerseys with players that get traded, you can get pretty cheap ones that are legit jerseys.
And then, like, for instance,
sometimes they're cheaper than the fakes that are.
I got this one at Sport Check in Chilliwack for $40.
Right.
And they had tons of them. I got it for $40. I was like, all right, well, for $40, I'll take that.
Cat power ranking. Thanks for kicking the troll. You're welcome. There's a few.
You do really well.
Lisa gets some of them. Some of them they're thinking it's Lisa, but it's not. It's me because I'm just like, no, I'm not.
They should blame Lars. He's in bed.
They do usually blame Lars, but
today
they're blaming Lisa and challenging Lisa. I'm like, whatever.
To a duel?
Well, then
with gloves.
With gloves? No, I'll do that. Okay.
We don't have enough of those glove slap duels anymore. We don't have that enough in society. I think with 2020, I think we can bring that back. I think that's on the way. And then people have the choice as to whether or not they'd accept the duel.
I'm excited for the $5 jersey unboxing video. Why are you bringing that up? It's going to be a long time.
That's gonna be in the spring. The Canadian border, I'm estimating, will open probably in March. I think it'll be March that we'll see the Canadian border open, and then it'll be limited, very limited opening when they open it.
Yeah.
So it's going to be for certain reasons you're allowed to go down, and I'm not too sure when it's going to be. I'm just going down for a drive, okie dokie. But I think in your case, if you're saying I'm going to see family, I'm going to see friends, that might be okay. But we'll see what they do.
I was wondering when the $5 jerseys would come up.
It'll be a while.
If we bring back duels, can we bring back mutton chops? It's not a good look.
I should totally grow mutton chops.
You would no.
Should I grow mutton chops?
Not a cute look. No.
That is a cute look, though.
It's not. My uncle had mutton chops.
See? You can call me Unky Shan.
Is Auction of Champions legit?
Never heard of it.
I was going to say, I'm not familiar with that.
Never heard of it. So I can't say one way or the other. But
Shannon
if they say everything's on special.
Team.
No.
Shannon's not doing a playoff beard.
I created a Hut team, but I don't use it. So I always go into Hut when I get the game, and then I don't play it. Because I'm like, this is pointless. Hut always ends up feeling pointless.
Shannon would not look amazing with a beard.
No, I'd look really old with a beard.
You would.
I'd look like I'm about 80 years of age. It's all gray. It's all gray, and it gets really ratty looking really, really quickly. It's not like it grows in straight. It grows in all curled around and old man looking very, very quickly.
Oh, beards are awesome.
On certain people, yes.
They work on some people, but
I think if you're Samoan, they work.
Some people, they don't.
If you're Samoan, they work. All the Samoan wrestlers have had beards of some sort, and it looks good. But I'm not Samoan.
Grows in all messed up too.
May surprise people to know I'm not Samoan. Just throwing that out there. I'm not related to The Rock.
You guys look so much alike.
Oh, I know. I get that all the time.
Both so
I get, hey, are you The Rock? And I'm like, nah, I'm not. Oh, you guys look so similar. It's so you both have bones and faces and hands. And it just, I think you look a lot like The Rock. You know? And then I just throw in the eyebrow and then, you know, and then it's even worse because you do people's eyebrow. I can do a people's elbow, but I try not to because the cats don't like it.
Mind blown. Okay. Shannon's got some guns. I know, right?
Pop guns.
You should see his legs.
Oh, God. Don't say that.
You guys are missing.
Okay. I'm out of here.
Can't see the whole
All right. Good night, everybody.
View.
Oh, okay. Now,
there's some nice
can you
legs,
not
though.
say the whole view? Can you not?
You guys know what I'm talking about. It's nice.
This is why I don't leave the house.
See, if you guys knew what you were missing out on. Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with you? I'm going to start jogging backwards so my legs
I didn't know it was going to be that kind of live stream.
I'm going to start jogging backwards
right?
so that my muscles loosen up and then she'll stop talking about it. Because that's how that works. You jog backwards.
You should
gain
that.
Calories.
You should try that, Shannon. Be nice legs. Shannon Calendar. I know. Yes. Dudoir. Be great.
Oh, come on. Come on. I was nice. I didn't bring up the $5 jerseys. You don't have to bring up the Dudoir crap.
I didn't bring it up. They're the one talking about the calendar. I'm just telling you what your people want. See, look at that. There are a bunch of people agreeing with me that this would be awesome. See, I understand the people. I just came in at an interesting time. We were just talking about how awesome Shannon is.
Can't really see what that is.
The people have spoken. I know, right?
Can't really see what that is.
See, there you go.
Mandalorian sticker.
Who's your favorite Blue Jacket?
Right now? Probably Werenski.
This is a tens of dollars idea.
Maybe a $5 idea.
Don't leave us, Shannon. There you go. A Shannon Advent calendar?
No.
Every day a different pose.
No.
I like this way of thinking.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You guys are very clever. Yes. Creative thinking. Absolutely.
There's my Grogu magnet.
Oh my goodness. Okay. What team grew on you most since starting YouTube?
Oh, grew on me the most?
See, there's somebody else that needs a Shannon calendar.
Winnipeg. Winnipeg would be on that list.
See, now they just want Shannon calendars for Christmas.
Colorado. Colorado would be on that list. And the Rangers. The Rangers this last year, absolutely. Rangers were the most fun team to watch in the NHL. It's a shame that they got swept in the play-in round, but Carolina just beat them.
Advent calendar, but reverse retros. That'd be fun. There's no way Shannon will have all those jerseys by Christmas.
Not by Christmas.
THG Advent calendar is a great idea.
It's a terrible idea.
I agree. I'm liking
that's a terrible
idea.
It's not happening.
You could make bank with the calendars. I know, because everybody wants to see more of this.
It's not worth it. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody.
Okay.
It's not a thing.
I want to see it.
You already do. You're married to me.
I know, right?
Now, if you could avoid laughing, that'd be nice.
Whatever.
The laughing and pointing kind of hurts my feelings. But
we have cats. Oh, this is great. You and I need to brainstorm about this. Agreed. This could totally be a great thing. Yes. It's a good plan.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. How's the COVID count up here? Just abysmal. It is terrible. It's just awful.
Yeah.
So we don't ever get to leave our house again.
Yep.
So wear your mask. Anyways. Oh, see, more people saying the calendars, every day a new pose, or a Shannon quote. And a Shannon quote.
No.
This would be so great.
No, this is...
Are you guys hockey are you guys hockey fans? No, Shannon just decides to talk hockey all day.
It was a mistake.
Every day, and have a room covered in hockey.
It was a mistake.
Just because he was like, I have some spare time.
I mispronounced some stuff. Good. I mispronounced some stuff early on in the channel. It ended up being hockey. I didn't even intend for that. It was going to be a gardening channel. And it just kind of fell apart. The gardening ended up being hockey. And I went, all right, well, that's what people want to watch. So, no.
What's your favorite color?
Red.
Glitter.
Red is technically my favorite color.
And
because black's not technically a color. According, it's all the colors. White's the devoid of color, or is black the void of color, and white's all the colors? White's
all the colors. Black is the lack of color.
Okay, so red is technically my favorite color, but if it's red and black have always been my favorite colors. There have been people who've known this. There was one girl in school that if she knew I was mad at her about something, she'd wear red and black the next day. And I was like, okay, that's evil because I'm mad at you right now. But all right, fine. Why are you shaking your head about it? It worked.
Shannon doesn't have an Animal Crossing world. You guys think that Shannon has like spare time to play video games and stuff?
I did add Among Us to my Steam, but I haven't played it or installed it or anything. I'm more interested in the Sims 4 going to Batu thing.
Playing that does sound fun.
But that's because we were there in Disneyland. So it might just be, I can't go to Disneyland, so I'm going to pretend I'm in Disneyland thing.
Yeah.
Remember we used to go places and do stuff.
Remember people?
I remember people. People were interesting.
Yeah. Isn't it weird now how when you watch TV and movies, you're just like, oh my gosh, look at all those people. They're all next to each other. Yeah, they're really close to each other, aren't they?
There's a lot of handshaking going on and hugging.
No, they're
I don't know that I'll ever go back to handshaking and hugging again.
I know.
It might depend. Do I know the person?
People
Do I not know
cooties.
The person? Yeah.
I remember people. What did you do before YouTube?
I worked in I spent 10 years working in a meat plant. Where I worked
manual labor.
I worked the manual labor jobs. I was in shipping for the last 3 years that I was there. So I just helped load the truck every day, which sometimes meant 10-hour days, 12-hour days. Sometimes it was 6 days a week. By the time I met you, that was kind of gone. But before I met you, that happened a lot. It got kind of frustrating. And then before that, I had 9 years at a call center.
Explains the legs. No, see,
I had 7 years
when he worked in shipping.
Poultry plant.
It was him moving boxes. His arms were also. He had really good arms.
What she's saying
still has really nice arms.
No,
but
nice catch.
They were no.
She's lying.
But when you're moving heavy boxes all day, his arms.
It wasn't that they were heavy. It was just repetition.
Right. Well, they weren't really light.
But it was still just repetition.
Yeah, but his arms were kind of ridiculous. So he still. I mean, you guys can look at this. I know, right? Okay.
There's days where I kind of miss that. Where I kind of miss having the 8 hours and go home. And that kind of thing. What's she doing?
She reached up for a moment.
I think it was she didn't.
Her. It hit her in the head.
No, you don't.
Further evidence for the calendar.
Why are you going through that way? That's not the way you go.
Thoughts on KHL? Favorite team? Do you have a jersey?
I don't have any KHL jerseys. I don't know that I have a favorite KHL team, but I remember back in the early 90s, Kimmich came over and played a series of games against North America. Kimmich jerseys were so gaudy and bright. I've always wanted a Kimmich jersey because they're so orange and bright and gaudy, and that's what I've always wanted. I'd probably end up cheering for like Sochi a team that just isn't any good. I ended up cheering for the underdog, which in the KHL is just, there's not much point.
Are you college hockey fan?
I mean, I've watched college hockey. I would cheer for Notre Dame of the teams. Although Michigan can be fun to cheer for, but that's more of, I used to watch NCAA football all the time. So I just take which football team I cheered for and which school, and I apply that to hockey, which would be Notre Dame and Michigan. But I haven't watched very much of the NCAA. It's not really carried up here either.
So you can't really find it on TV.
No, it's really not up here. Even the Canadian university stuff isn't really shown much up here either.
You really don't see it.
No.
Have you done or will you do a Terry O'Reilly video?
Eventually, I'll do a Terry O'Reilly video. That'll be kind of fun. I've wanted to do one power rankings idea I had was comparing like all-time tough guys for each team, but yeah, that's so subjective that I know it would just be an absolute hassle because whatever team ends up the lowest in the power rankings would make people upset. So,
that's true.
And when you're comparing tough guys, it's such a subjective thing to start with that I decided I'm not going to do that.
Is Shadow the Rock when it comes to fighting? Shadow is the biggest scaredy cat. It is the funniest thing. It is hilarious. And he mews like a little kitten.
He only picks on Lilybell because she won't actually slap him.
It's so funny. He's a scaredy cat. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he picks on Lilybell because she chases
him off though.
Yeah, but she still doesn't hurt him.
Sometimes she's just
there's not a scratch. There's not a scratch on any of our cats. For all the arguing and hissing that goes on, there's not a scratch.
I've had enough of your crap. Get out of here. Leave me alone. He's a massive cat. He's a long cat.
He's just big.
All of our cats are very, very close in size. I weighed him recently. They're very, very close in size, but they're different shaped. But they're only like a couple. He's actually not chunky. He's kind of a skinny one. He's long.
No, he's not chunky.
He's a long kitty.
He's a big cat. He's a very long cat. He's not chunky.
Not chunky. He's actually sleek. Yes,
I know you don't like me doing
kitty.
that. I know you don't like that. I know.
Lilybell is my favorite. She's a cute kitty.
Lilybell's a sweetheart. She really is.
How does Lilybell feel about meeting new people? She greets people at the door.
Rolls over on her back.
It is so funny. Yes. Lilybell loves everybody. And when anybody comes to the door, she will run to the door and come out on the front step and roll on her back for them to pet her. And back when people could come into her house, she would jump on their lap.
Well, because Shadow and Bear would hide as soon as somebody came in the house, so she'd be all excited.
Yeah, Shadow and Bear.
Because she knows Shadow and Bear would run away.
People never see them.
No.
So, no, they run away. But Lilybell loves people. Pixel loves people too. But Lilybell loves everybody.
Yep.
She's our super friendly kitty.
Yes.
My theory on black cats is if they do have bad luck powers, they won't use them on people whose house and feed them. Can you confirm or deny this?
No, I don't think there's bad luck. I mean, I got him as a kitten and then I was single within 6 months, but depending on how you look at that, maybe that was a good thing.
True. That could have been good luck because that was a horrible relationship. So, if he hastened its demise, he might have helped. Sit there and glare. Look at.
Well, I know because she wants because she wants to play. So this is the problem. She wants to play, and Shadow goes, "Okay, we can play," but she hates him.
That's true.
So he comes over to play with her because he's stupid, and then she chases him off and gets angry. So every time she gets playful, he's like, "Okay, we're gonna play," and then
not you. I hate you.
Yes. He just doesn't know better.
Mom, he's breathing again. He needs to stop doing that.
Can NHL players wear number 31 or number 1 besides goalies? They can. They don't. In general rule, they just don't. But they can.
Shadow is special.
He is a special kitty.
Oh. Nope,
get out of there.
She's stuck.
Gosh darn it.
No, kitty.
What did she?
Nuts. I can't. Okay. Kitty, stop. Stop. You're stuck. Got it. Okay.
Whew. Which one was it?
She was caught.
On.
This blue. I got it though. She was on the inside. This one. It was on the inside though. Got her.
Yeah, but still. On this one?
Yeah. Yeah, it was a sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
Yep. That is not good. And it was not on the inside.
Oh, just hang it there and I'll fix that later.
All right.
She got her hurt. No, she was on a kitty bed thingy and she reached up and grabbed a jersey.
That's getting moved. It's getting moved now.
Stay safe and your cats are awesome.
Thank you. There you go.
Do you know what your most valuable hockey card is?
Most valuable hockey card? I don't know. I don't have anything that's over $100 that I know of. I know I have some jersey cards that are worth money. I don't think any of them are worth over $100 though. Because I generally don't collect the really expensive ones. I don't pay a ton of money for hockey cards.
Right.
So there's some jersey cards that are probably worth like $40 or $50.
We had a subscriber. Gosh, that's been.
That's what was years ago.
2 years or something ago.
2 or 3.
Who sent a box of some really fun hockey cards.
Yeah. So some of those could be worth money, but I don't think they're
no idea
really
the value
expensive
on them, but it's just some really fun ones.
Yep.
Those are fun to go through. I really like the jersey cards, though. They're just really cool to look at. Have you seen the Undertaker cameo video? And if so, how hard did you laugh?
I didn't see the Undertaker cameo video. I haven't seen it. I heard they were doing that. I heard that the WWE was doing that. I'm not sure how that money's going to get split either. It's kind of weird. You tell all your wrestlers they can't do cameos anymore, and then you kind of take it over. And I would guess they're splitting the income with the Undertaker. I don't know. It's kind of skeezy the way the whole thing's shaken down.
That's Bear.
Yeah.
Somebody asked which kitty that is. That's Bear.
Yes.
First time I've ever caught a stream. Just wanted to say you've provided terrific entertainment for me for 2+ years. Keep up the great work.
Thank you. Greatly appreciated.
Yep, that's Bear. The board is Shannon's a brat.
That's the plan.
What is your prediction for a surprising playoff miss in 2021?
Oh, a surprising playoff miss. There'll be at least one in Canada if we have the Canadian division. There'll be at least one team that misses the playoffs that fans are angry about. There'll be at least one in the East. I think Pittsburgh could be the one in the East, or Washington. Either of those could end up being a surprise miss because that's going to be a really good division. Yeah, those would be my 2 picks.
I like the hockey cards with game-used material in them. Yes, me too.
Yeah, those are fun.
Those cards. Those are really fun.
Those are fun. They have them with the bits of the hockey stick in them too.
Yeah. I've seen those. Those are so fun.
Yep.
Do Bear and Pixel look the same? No.
Nope. Different colored markings.
Pixel is only black and white.
Yeah.
Bear
She's a calico.
Bear has the light brown. All of our kitties look quite different.
Yeah. Bear's
you
calico
can easily
and
tell them apart.
Tuxedo's the name of the cat that.
No, because Tuxedo are the mostly black, but then they have the white.
Oh, okay.
Pixel's like a Holstein cat.
You say that because you have the cow ears that she hates.
Oh my gosh, it's so cute.
It's not.
She has a little cat costume that's a hat and it's cow ears. And since she's just black and white, it's so cute.
Yeah. I've hid it for her for the last 2 years.
It's so cute.
I made sure I hid it because
I know where it is.
They would put it on her, and then she would come to me. She'd come to me with her head down, looking depressed and disgusted.
You can put the little hat on her.
And then I would take it off of her head, and I felt so sad for her.
It's so cute.
It's not.
Oh my gosh.
So that's part of the reason she ended up bonding to me. Is because I took the ears off of her head rather than laughing at her like everybody else did.
But it's so cute.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Favorite retro jersey?
Anaheim's and Arizona's are up there. Yeah. Anaheim, because they had the guts to go with the Wild Wing. I didn't think they'd have the courage, but they went with the Wild Wing. They did it.
Will this be the year for Vegas Golden Knights to take the cup?
They're going to be one of the favorites. They're going to play in, if they play in that Western Division with the California teams, they may have an easier road to a Stanley Cup playoff. They have all the pieces in place. It's a matter of how well everybody gels and how quickly. But they will be one of the favorites.
Have you done a video of your favorite, is it logos? Yeah, favorite sports logos in all sports.
I've done my favorite logos in hockey twice. I've definitely got logos now from Major League Baseball, from basketball, from football, so I could do something along those lines. At some point, I could do something like that, maybe do like a top 40.
Do you think the Wild are still going to get their Winter Classic this upcoming season, or will they set it aside for a better year?
It'll happen in 2021/2022. Like, it'll happen next season. The season that we've got coming. That was the first thing they did was postpone the All-Star weekend, the Winter Classic, the stadium, all of that all went out the window first. They said we're not going to have that this year.
There's pictures of Shannon without his hat on the cat Instagram.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it happens. There's pictures on my regular Instagram too.
That's
when
true.
we're in Vegas.
Yes. They're more on the kitty Instagram because I take pictures of Shannon with the kitties at night.
Yes.
Yeah. Mascot power ranking. You've done that before.
I've done, right? I think I did my 10 favorites. I think I did my 10
right,
favorites.
because you can't really do a power ranking because all the teams don't have them.
No, 30 out of 31 do. But the Rangers should have one. It should just be a guy in the Statue of Liberty outfit. That's what it should be. It's just a guy, Statue of Liberty outfit, a heavy Brooklyn accent, something along those lines. Big beard, yelling at everybody.
Who is my favorite NHL team? I like the Canucks, the Jets, and the Wild.
Yes, she does. Not necessarily in that order.
Nope. How are the Cats? They're good.
Cats are pretty good.
Shadow's taken Pixel's seating area, so
I'm going to have to make it so that she can't reach those jerseys. I just don't know how to do it without making a shelf that she can jump up on.
Right.
But if she did that once, she'll try to do it again.
I don't know.
I do. We went through this in the old house. That's how we ended up having this set up the way it is in here now.
Hey guys, do you make more money off of the super chats, or if I'm a paid subscriber and subscribe to your channel? Do you mean a member? I'm guessing you mean member. Do you mean like percentage?
I mean, I would imagine that over time. Well, I think the percentage is higher with the members than it is with the super chats. I think it's higher with membership. Now, in terms of overall income, the super chats I think help more than the members, but that will change as the channel grows, and as I'm doing more members videos, that should help out as well. I know from what my contact at YouTube told me, he gave me some notes and some information and graphs and all the graph stuff he sets up, and the members thing can be a good help for YouTubers as well.
Especially coming like January when the ad revenue goes.
Oh, the ad revenue drops like a rock. Second week of December is when it drops.
It goes to like nothing.
Yeah, it drops like a rock.
January is always kind of a shock.
January's generally a bad month.
Yeah.
That's why YouTubers around Christmas will tell you, I'm taking the next month off, because they know they're not going to make it.
Because money. You can make videos and have
so
more
they build up their money up until December, and then they go, all right, so I built this up, and so it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter how many views you get.
You can have more views on videos in January, and you can have less. Like half the income. It's crazy. And so
that's where if the NHL doesn't return, that's where it's going to hit me the hardest, because I won't be getting the views and the income will be really low on whatever I do get. So it would be really, really tough.
What should Seattle's mascot be? Kraken.
I get the feeling it's going to be kind of like in Las Vegas, where you have the night, and I think they'll have some kind of a fisherman style
Pirate.
Mascot, not a pirate. You can't do a pirate.
Yes, they can.
Please, not a pirate.
Yes, pirate. I vote pirate.
Not pirate.
Yes.
Please, not pirate. Don't do a pirate.
Yes.
I don't want a pirate.
Pirate.
We don't need a pirate.
We do.
We don't.
Totally need a pirate.
No need for pirates. Yar.
Any Christmas cookies yet?
Not yet.
I have lots of plans.
And we've got all the Christmas baking shows we've been watching, so that definitely gives ideas as well. So it's always fun stuff going on there.
Yes. No, we weren't talking about the fishermen. Or Islanders. We were talking about the Kraken.
Seattle.
So they can't have a fisherman. There's already a fisherman for the Islanders.
What about a crab net?
No.
Could they have a crab net for
the pirate to go with the Kraken? Because Kraken and pirates they go together.
What about a giant crab? Could they have a giant crab for their mascot?
No.
He could be Snippy the crab.
Snippy.
Yeah, Snippy the crab. That's their logo or their mascot.
No.
And he runs away from like a cartoon Kraken in all their promotional materials. That'd be great.
It's really fluffy. Giant crab. Sea turtle. No, it's pirate. Okay. Would Lindros have won a cup for Philly if he never got the concussion issue?
I don't know, because I don't know that Philadelphia necessarily had a team that was able to get it done. Like the goaltending questions had already kind of started by the time that he was their main guy, and they existed right up until they got Carter hurt. I'm not sure that Philadelphia ever had the team. They had the Legion of Doom line, which was great, and then behind him, I don't know that the team was necessarily good. It definitely doesn't help that he got hurt the way he did, but I don't know that they would have won one if he hadn't.
What kind of dog is in the background? This dog?
The cat? She wouldn't like being
Bear.
called a dog.
The dog.
She's a cat named Bear.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Is Arizona the worst team in the league with no picks, or is Detroit still the worst?
Arizona's going to have a rough year. I think the Coyotes are going to have a rough year. I don't see them making the playoffs this year. And then they're capped out. There's a lot of concerns and questions around Arizona. And then you're trying to build up your fan base. That's not going to help. And you know, for ownership, I think it's really been a nightmare the whole way through. And hopefully the new general manager can figure this out and make some deals.
Beer or vodka?
If I have to pick, it'd be vodka.
I'm going to say, well, beer's gross. So...
But vodka on its own doesn't have a flavor.
Which is way better than beer. So, vodka.
Yeah, it'd have to be vodka.
And somebody asked, wine, beer, or vodka? Well, is the wine in a sangria? Because those are good, but I'd probably still vote vodka.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, I'm not usually a fan of wine.
Unless it's in a sangria. Sangrias are great.
I guess.
Sangria's great.
Just give me a good cider.
Have you seen the Blade Runner movies? If so, how did you like them?
I really enjoyed. I thought that the second Blade Runner might have been better than the first. I know that's sacrilegious, but I thought it was a really well thought out, really well plotted movie. It's long. I had to watch it over two days. I wasn't going to watch it all at once, but it was a very, very good movie. The original is a classic, of course. I thought considering how many years were between the first and second Blade Runner, I thought it was very, very well done.
Rye or Scotch? No.
Scotch.
Barely,
but Scotch.
Will the NHL do another style of jersey?
Will people buy it?
Not for this season.
Yeah, for this season, the reverse retros are the ones. But if these sell as well as I think they're going to, yeah, they'll do other jersey varieties over the years. Especially while we're dealing with a flat cap, we're dealing with loss of income. It's money. So the NHL likes money, and so they're going to do their best to make more money.
What do the kids want for Christmas? You know, they haven't even actually.
They haven't really gone into it. And we've already bought a bunch of stuff for them.
Yeah.
Hopefully they like what we got them because
they
should.
They will do they do Amazon wish lists for family that lives far away. Yep. And I pointed out to the boys, they've never shown me their Amazon wish lists ever. I was like, and for the person that gets you most of your Christmas presents, you'd think the person you should share it with.
You would think.
They've never shown me their wish list. Sometimes they'll kind of say something, but they don't. But we know the kids so well.
Yeah, we've bought most of their stuff.
Yeah,
we're pretty good on Christmas presents already, and we've got all our hiding places we know they don't get into, so we don't have to worry about it getting spoiled.
It's true.
So.
Yeah, but they actually haven't asked for anything. No,
that's not picture.
True. Adelaide did ask for a ninja costume.
Small picture under the Hall of Fame pennant. That's a Gary Bettman. It's an autographed Gary Bettman picture that I got on eBay for $5. I don't even think it was that. I think it was $2. I was like, all right, yeah, I can do that.
Can do.
Gary Bettman for $2. I've got other signed pictures too. I just haven't put them up yet. But yeah, the Gary Bettman one, I'm like, well, that has to go on the set. That just has to go up there.
We can't say out loud what we got them because that'd be when the kids are listening. They can hear us, so
that's right.
It's a secret. And Malachi's birthday is on Monday too, so we have birthday presents as well.
That's true.
Best Christmas time chocolate.
Oh, chocolate.
Quality Street. Those are my favorite. I mean, I know it's not Christmas, cherries. But I always
to me anything with maraschino cherries. I love maraschino cherries. They're fantastic.
Yeah,
and because they're cherries, which are fruit, they're low calorie and they're healthy for you. So
that's not how that works.
It is. And
my favorite's the Quality Street chocolate. So
those are pretty good too, but they're not as healthy as cherries.
It's getting really cold down here. Do you buy the cats Christmas presents? I usually get the cat stockings. Steve Dangle said the Kit Kat in Canada is better than US. Yes, it's different chocolate.
Yeah, it is.
There's other chocolates that are like that too, where there's an American version and a Canadian version. The Canadian chocolate is different. And Canadian Kit Kat, there's so many different kinds. It's the one thing that Canada has more variety.
True.
Which is weird. Most things, the Americans have more variety.
Like
Kit Kats, we have way more. Way more. It's ridiculous.
I think we may have more flavors of chips too, though.
We have more good flavors of chips.
That's true.
They do have a lot of flavors, but they don't taste. So
true.
There's that.
Yeah, we have more salt and flavoring on them than they have.
Yes. Kit Kat or Coffee Crisp? Coffee Crisp. Who do you have in the Tyson Jones Jr. fight?
Never bet against Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's going to fight. I think he probably wins. That fight, I think, may end up being a lot better than expected because even though both men are in their 50s, I get the feeling that it should be a pretty solid boxing match.
I've seen the Japanese have a lot of Kit Kat flavors. I know a lot of the Japanese flavors.
The orange flavor is fantastic.
Here. Yes, the orange ones are great.
The orange is great. I love that one. Not sold on the matcha flavored. But,
no, the matcha ones. We gave those to the kids.
Yeah, those are nasty.
The cookie dough ones are pretty good, though. And the caramel ones are good. Really good.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
Yep, absolutely.
I saw they have apple pie ones. Did you see that?
I haven't tried that yet. I haven't tried that yet. I've seen it, but I haven't tried it yet.
Japanese orange Kit Kat. I don't know. They always come out with those at Lunar New Year. It's when they have the orange ones.
Yep, those are really good.
Oh, the green tea ones are... I mean, they're not as bad as the matcha ones. The matcha ones are just... bleh. Dirt-flavored Kit Kat.
Any IHL jerseys in your collection? Yuck. No. I don't have any actual International Hockey League jerseys that I know of. I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, pretty sure.
Green tea is crap. Agreed.
I don't know that I agree with that. But I mostly do because when we go to David's, I didn't really get green tea flavors.
Because it's not good.
There were some that I didn't mind when they did the samples, but in general,
because they put stuff in it, so then it doesn't just taste like green tea. Yeah, pass. Green tea Kit Kats. Yeah, they're not good. I don't even know what kind of Kit Kats they have in the States other than regular. Shannon really likes the chunky ones.
Yeah.
They have different flavors of the chunky ones now, though.
The chunky Kit Kat was always my favorite.
Cookie dough, and they have the caramel.
And don't buy the commercial that says now with 20% more. They just brought it back to the regular size. They didn't add 20%. They just put it back to the regular size. It's a lie.
Oolong or chai?
Chai.
Yes.
Chai.
Yes.
Personally, I'll say chai.
I like them both. They're both great.
Pineapple does go on pizza. Yes.
Poutine Kit Kat. That's just wrong.
How would you even make a flavor? You'd have to have a cheese chocolate. That just right there says no.
Sounds like something they'd put on one of those baking shows.
Sounds like a no.
And we're just going, what? There's mint, chocolate, apple pie, and birthday cake flavored Kit Kats in the States now.
I've had the mint chocolate.
Birthday
I don't
cake.
think I've had
seen
birthday
that
cake.
one.
But that would just be sugar with sugar on top of
That's
sugar.
it. I was thinking.
Yeah. Birthday cake flavor just means pure sugar.
Do I like rooibos? Yes, I do like rooibos tea.
Mm-hmm.
I do really like rooibos tea. I really like the honey rooibos teas.
You trying to get out, Chow?
There's white chocolate Kit Kat here. That's it. The white chocolate ones are good. Oh, there's the what's the light tan colored chocolate called?
What?
The other kind of chocolate.
Light tan chocolate?
Yeah, the caramel chocolate. You know what I'm talking about? The golden chocolate.
The ruby chocolate?
No, the other one.
What are you talking about?
It's like caramel chocolate. They have those in Kit Kat. Does anybody know what I'm talking about?
No, nobody
knows. No, the
other
other kind of chocolate. So not the cocoa chocolate. It's the caramel. It's like caramel colored. Yeah, the golden chocolate. That's what I said. That one.
I have a Kit Kat like that.
I know, that's what I'm talking about. Oh my goodness.
It's in a gold package.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
They have those in Kit Kat.
Isn't that a confection though? It's not actually chocolate. Pretty sure it's just confection. Like white chocolate's confection. It's not actually chocolate either.
Well, no, it's not made from chocolate.
Right. It's made from milk. It's from
it's something
vanilla
else.
cow.
No.
Yes. No, that's right. You got it.
Okay. I saw a poutine place that actually had a poutine milkshake.
Could Ty Domi put up a decent fight against Mike Tyson? Not in a boxing match.
No, not white chocolate. No, it's different. The golden chocolate's different.
It's still a confection though. It's not really chocolate.
It's different. They're good.
Not really
it
chocolate.
Smells like caramel.
Where am I going to put Rick and... I should put Rick and Morty up in the top
I
row.
didn't I send Lars a golden chocolate Kit Kat, and he was that was one that he thought was disgusting. I was like, what? Yeah.
Because it's caramel?
But it's not actually caramel.
It is.
It's not.
It's caramel flavored.
He's being a brat.
I'm not being a brat. It's caramel flavored. I've had it.
No.
It is. It's a smoky caramel.
The board is Shannon being a brat.
I'm not being a brat.
Yes, he is.
I'm fixing it. Okay, so the New York Jets.
What's your dream finals for next year? You know we've been doing this live stream forever.
The dream finals for next year. I know we're going to close it down pretty quick here. I got to figure out my power rankings for tonight. My dream final would be Dallas and Boston. It's not going to happen. I would love to see Colorado and Detroit, and it's not going to happen either because Detroit's not in any position to get there. Dream finals. Toronto and the Rangers might be kind of fun because they're both original 6 teams. Oilers and Pittsburgh because you'd have McDavid against Crosby. The NHL would like that too. They could print money on that final. Something along those lines.
Do you remember the proposed 4-conference format in 2011?
Yep. And eventually I think what will happen is I think we'll see that teams just play within their conference. to cut down on travel costs and to increase rivalries, especially with just how many teams are in the league now.
Please put Detroit at number 1. That's our only chance for being in first for a while.
Well, I've got them in 10th, but sure, I can move Winnipeg down to 10th because Winnipeg, or I'll move Grogu down to 10th, and I'll put Winnipeg in 9th. Grogu is the name of Baby Yoda, so if you don't know this, you need to watch the latest episode of Mandalorian because he's fantastic. And when you say his name, he perks up and he's all excited that you said his name. It's really, really cute.
When are you getting a magnet of me, Gary Bettman?
Eventually, there will be a Gary Bettman magnet. That'll happen. With the amount of times that Gary Bettman's in the news, I think that would actually be pretty good to have a Bettman head on the board. And I mean, you could have like a happy Gary Bettman head. You could have a dopey looking Gary Bettman head. You could have an angry looking Gary. Like you could have a lot of, when you look up Gary Bettman on Google Images, there's a lot of different faces Gary Bettman's making in pictures. And I think you could do a lot of magnets with Gary Bettman.
Smirking Bettman.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And with one finger up, like I'm telling you, I'm right. That one. That's the big one.
What was worse, Last Jedi or Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones.
I like Last Jedi.
Attack of the Clones, it's not close. The sequel trilogy, it's kind of a mixed bag and it's kind of a mess, but they're watchable. And the prequels to me aren't watchable. I can't get through them. I can't do it. I can't. I get angry 10 minutes into Attack of the Clones. I'm just turning it off. The dialogue kills it for me.
Ever do a top 10 largest fan bases video?
I did a video on all of the fan bases last year. I was doing that yearly where I would measure through all the different social media and through, I think season tickets were part of it too. And I would try to measure what the biggest fan base. This year, though, it's kind of a mess because everything this year is kind of a mess. Look for that to probably return next year.
Spaceballs is the best Star Wars movie.
Spaceballs is great. I like Spaceballs.
If you could just mute Jar Jar Binks, that would be awesome. Satellite's favorite.
He is tough to figure out, but it goes further than that. Just the structural problems with those movies. There are serious flaws with the prequels. And I think Mandalorian's kind of fixed it. Mandalorian feels like Star Wars. That's how it's supposed to feel.
I can get over, I hate sand, but I can't get over space casinos and green milk.
See, I can't get over the fact that Anakin is so creepy towards Padme and he slaughters an entire city of Tusken Raiders. And her answer is to marry him. That no woman anywhere on planet Earth would do. That he's all like, hi, how you go? Hey.
It's kind of creepy.
Hi, how you been doing, Padme? Hi, you're the queen, huh? That's it. And she's like, yeah, I'll marry this guy who's like totally right on my face like a leech. And talking about sand. And then he goes out and kills like women and children because he's angry over what happened to his mother. That sounds like a really good guy to settle down with and have children.
Yeah, the Anakin arc was so mishandled, didn't land. Could have been amazing.
And then it's like, I'm worried. I think she might get sick. Well, you're going to have to go kill some kids if you want to save her. All right, well, I'm going to go kill some kids. I'll be back.
Can do.
It goes in 5 minutes from I'm a Jedi to I'm going to kill some kids.
Shannon needs a Newfoundland Growlers jersey that has a Newfie on the back.
Well, I have the black one, and I'm getting the St. John's Maple Leafs, and I'm kind of excited about that. They have the huge Black Friday sale on now. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the ECHL teams are having sales because now they're not playing. The northern teams aren't playing this year, so they've probably got a lot of product they want to get rid of.
Are you watching the Tyson fight?
Not planning on it.
No,
I don't really watch boxing.
Watching the British Baking Show.
I don't really watch boxing.
While I finish making some hockey ornaments for the hockey Christmas tree.
I'm really not a boxing fan.
So
the last time that I can remember watching,
when
was the last time I watched a boxing match live? I don't think it's happened.
I don't like boxing.
I don't think it's happened
at all.
I would just hear about it the next day or hear about it that night.
Nope.
I remember Buster Douglas beat Tyson right around my birthday.
The tree will be on the set. Yes.
Yes.
Last year it went right here. It's a little tree.
And so it's one of those tiny little pre-lits.
Yep.
It's like a meter tall.
Yep.
But I'm making little
it'll
ornaments
be
out of hockey fabric I have. And I'm missing a few teams. There's a few teams I do not have fabric for. So I have most of the teams though. But there are a couple teams I don't have. So I don't know what to do there. I don't know.
All right. Anyways, we should probably get going. We've been on this for 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It's forever.
So thanks for coming out, guys. And we will do this again this coming week. Of course, I have the NHL 21 live stream.
A bunch of knitting done.
We didn't have any drops today.
What?
There was no F in the chat. There were no drops today.
I know it hasn't. Isn't that 3 streams
Never cut out
now?
Never cut out.
I think
so
YouTube fixed their problem.
Thanks, guys, for coming out. Hope you had a good Saturday night or Sunday morning, depending on which part of the world you're in. And we will do this again during the week, again for NHL 21 if the servers allow it. And that'll be during the week. We'll see. I'll let you guys know.
It should be fine, though. I think it was just because it was
the server dropped.
Holiday in the States.
The server dropped.
So.
Anyways, thanks, guys, for coming out. And we will do this again soon.